Hell to the fucking low, guys. Hello, aliens. It's me. It's me, Pastor Nacho, and I guess I was live. I don't know if anybody gives a shit. I'm gonna fuck off, guys. Fucking major changes. So I'm Mr. Nacio. I'm Pastor Nacho. Nacho's a derivative off of the name Ignatius. There's Saint Ignatius of Antioch, and then there was Athanasius, and I like them's. I was gonna get what them there calls a baptismal. I was gonna get them there called the baptized, and then you get a new name, and you take a saint's name. And I got really fucking religious because I have a friend from Romania. I'm pretty sure he's dead, guys. And he was really religious, guys. Um, he's really good dude, man. Like I'm usually not about that sausage fest life, dude. Like I have enough sausage in my life, dude. You know what I mean? Uh, Fucking my friend Isaac from Romania was really good dude. And then like I looking back at my life, I've only had two or three really good friends, and they were all religious as fuck, dude. So it catapulted or catalyzed or influenced me to be really, dude. In the dark, I'm really good looking. Fuck, dude. No wonder why my cougar would always shut the lights off. Yeah, dude. Um, I had a really uh, really bad romance. This fucking hot ass cougar, dude. Like I'm always bragging about some blonde chick that I was with, and like I love the shit out of her. We should have had kids and all that shit. Um, then some other honorable mentions, but really, dude, that fucking cougar. It was like forbidden. It was wrong, man. It was raunchy. It was fun, dude. That was the shit, man. It was just so fucking bad and so awkward because I was lucky enough. I wasn't in a Christian context. I wasn't quote unquote sinning against my conscience because I thought the Bible said that like when people break up, they're not supposed to, like a wife and a husband fuck off. That they're not supposed to re-click. I had it backwards. I thought it was like they're not supposed to come back together. I had it backwards, like God says they should get back together or something. So I had total fun, incestuous love with total cougardom. And dude, we like fucking do it in public restrooms, fucking her car, fucking out in the wild. That bitch was such a fucking play toy, dude. I mean, like, if I'd miss a weekend with her, I would get withdrawals like she was fucking heroin or something, guys. Fuck. That sucks. You can't let someone else have that much power over you, right? Major channel goodbyes. I'm fucking off pretty soon. I'm gonna spend a week learning how to reconfigure all my shit. I'm probably gonna let a lot of material go. Because I realize the shit that I've been trying to preach or the shit I've been trying to advocate is way fucking over my head. Way the fuck over my head. I'm starting shit with the world. And I was watching Legion of Men, like red pill philosophy up the ass, right? And the dude, it's almost like you ever been to a church and it sounds like the sermon's talking to you? I was like, is this guy watching my videos? And he's basically like, you're not gonna change the world, dude. Like, gone is the days where you could be some Conan son of a bitch, go conquer some fucking lands, dude. He's like, you have to find your own tribe. You have to find other like-minded people. And other than we like bootylicious hot black strippers, guys, I don't have a tribe. I don't have a, you know. So I gotta fuck off, dude. I'm spending a week trying to reorganize my criteria and fuck the fuck off, dude. My exit. I started too much shit with the world. And you guys, check it out. I have this like Native American fucking war axe in case fucking coyotes come. So, fucking, there's coyotes will fucking come here, dude. And because I'm sitting down, they think I'm like a little kid or something. They look at me like food. So a lot of chicks would be like, "Oh, you like to hurt animals?" Like, no, dude, I love cats and dogs and shit. When it comes to coyotes, wild boar, I don't hate wild boar. Coyotes, I'm not trying to eat them. I'm trying to kill them for fun. I've tried to hunt coyotes on purpose, but they're skittish. And every time you see them, it's like too late. You're like, oh shit, where's my weapon? Oh fuck. And then they're like already gone. I shit you not, dude. I have a lot of stories that don't sound believable. I tried to help 2 guard dogs fight 4 coyotes. Now you're like, what the fuck? It's not like the dogs were on one side going like, "What's up, foo?" and the coyotes like, "Rrr." It wasn't like that, dude. I had a job just like this, security post, right? They had 2, I think they were big ass Dobermans, and they never needed a leash or nothing. Coyotes would go walking by. Mind you, I swear to God. So I had my shit, my ankle wrapped up and stuffed into a boot because I just tore my Achilles. I tore my Achilles like 3 days beforehand. And my friend from Romania gave me a real sword, dude. Kydex sheath. This wasn't no like sword you get at the mall, like you hang on your wall or some cheap shit. It was a real fucking sword. And fucking it's like across the street, it's not that far away. The fucking 2 guard dogs start rolling around and tussling with 4 fucking coyotes, dude. I don't know why I remember the number. And I went running, like hobbling as best as I could, dude. Wrapping that, it was swelling. Wrapping that shit and putting it in a boot, it did all right. I could almost walk, like hide it and walk like I was normal. And I got about 25 feet or something, and before they disbanded, the coyotes ran away. And this is really smart dogs, dude. They never barked at me. Like I would sometimes see them, like, hey, doggy, doggy, like that, try to call them. I love German dogs, dude. I would totally get a Shepherd or a Doberman. Like people want to like a Canaan Corso or whatever. People like I think pit bulls are fucking ugly, dude. A lot of people love them, sure, to each their own. I want a German Shepherd or a fucking Doberman, dude. If my memory serves me right, those are 2 big ass, well-fed Dobermans. They must have been smart as fuck, dude. I wouldn't see them all the time. They were at some factory or some shit. Like, okay, in Southern California, sometimes you'll have a whole factory like that's like ran by only like a family and a couple people, like a big ass fucking especially after like whatever what's that, like economic recession. Like I'm always saying, dude, before 2005, the fucking the business sector of my hometown, homes, whatever the fuck, dude. I won't really disclose where it's in Riverside County. Just bumping, dude. Bumping with business. The bus is late all the time. You're commuting to work on the bus. There's like nowhere to sit. That's how many people it has, right? You work for a temp agency and you get fired. They give you another job like right away. After 2007, somebody's like, I think they said hi. How you doing? Try to put my glasses on. I don't know if you don't want to give a shout out. If you don't want to shout out, I'm sorry. But yeah. So after 2007, what up, Johnny? After 2007, the economy got worse and worse and worse. So, anyways, the factory, all right. It's I don't know who's working there. I don't think anybody's working overnight. Two big ass Dobermans. They get in a fight with these coyotes. I go over there running. I have this real sword. I'm about to flip out the sword and try to do an uppercut swipe on one of the coyotes, dude. I remember one time I'm sitting like this, and three coyotes come. One comes directly at me, and two go this way. To the point, I had that sword. That's why I was so confident. Like right now, I'm packing some heat. You know, fucking yeah. So I got it on condition 3. Packing some heat, and I had a sword though. The coyote's coming, dude, to the point that I was like, hey, like that. Like literally, like, I was like, whoa, fuck, you know? So, talk about killing coyotes, because, like, you know, I live in California, and we guard places, like, I remember, dude, I was shopping for weed, and I was talking about guns and hunting, and one of the chicks were like, oh, little dick, and guys that kill animals are bad, and I'm like, you know, I don't have time to explain to each and every one of these libtard chicks, like, hey, you know, like, coyotes fucking kill little kids, right? You dumb bitch. I'm into, I never get around to it. We did it really ghetto. We went to go sharpen spears out of sticks and looking for wild hogs. We would have got killed. We're like 19 years old or some shit. So technically, I've been hunting, yes, but like in a really ghetto way. So yeah, dude, I had to explain to her, like, I only care about killing or hunting wild boar and coyotes. Like, wild boar for trying to figure out how to eat that shit. Like, I don't know how to gut it and shit, dude. I would be sitting there like, oh my god, this is gross and fucking crazy. Like, am I gonna get disease? Oh, I'm such a California boy, dude. But you can see on one of my short clips, dude, some skunk came on the property. I threw an axe at it and fucking hit it, dude. And everything I say doesn't sound believable. I can show you the short clip, dude. Because I got sick and tired of possums coming and kicking it in the engine of our cars at this one property. I lost a job a long time ago because rodents were getting in people's engines. I'm the only one that works overnight. They'll eat the electrical wiring. I got fucking sick of it, dude. So I don't even know what the fuck that is. I see a fucking critter kind of scurrying and running. I have it on camera. I got that shit, guys. I'll show you. It's on a short clip. I just grab an axe, not thinking I'm going to really hit it. It's a moving target. Boom! I hit it in the head in like a video game. It takes like 20 seconds, and then it falls over a little bit, and then it falls over all the way. I shit you not. I can show you the fucking short. And like you could see, like it's enough visibility. It's okay, that's a skunk. It's black and white. He hits it. I zoom in on it. Right, it stops moving, and then 20 seconds later, it tilts over and falls over. And then I have like footage. I go up to it and film it. It's all dead, looking at me and shit, with this green shit all coming out of it, dude. Pretty fucked up. Here's another tangent. Like, the government treats us like fucking kids, guys. It's stupid, okay? So I was working somewhere, and there was this hot chick, and she's sad about killing animals, right? There's blood everywhere. The fucking possum that wouldn't get out of my fucking engine, right? So like I get a cold steel. I'm really into weapons and shit. Cold steel, fucking like throwing axes and fucking survival knives or whatever. So I have a cold steel spear. I'm like, hey, get the fuck out of here. It won't get the fuck out of my engine. I stab it, and it slowly falls out of my engine. It's playing dead. I'm poking at it. Hey, dude, get the fuck out of here. Hey, dude, get the fuck out of here. It won't fucking, it's playing dead. I'm like, you stupid son of a, I told you. So I'm going to shoot it. I'm going to dome it and kill it. I'm not going to shoot it with a gun because the cops are going to hear that shit. It's going to be a mess. Right. So I have a what's that called? A break barrel air pellet rifle. Right. And now I have the commensurate ammo. Like my friend had to get it. I think he either had to get it from Arizona, where you have more Second Amendment rights, or he got it from Amazon, whatever. You can't get it at Big Five Sporting Goods. I had only Big Five Sporting Goods ammo. So this Big Five Sporting Goods ammo is like blunted. It's not like a real like fucking thing that could penetrate a skull. So I shoot it in the head, and it wakes up, looks at me, goes, I go like that, and it goes back to playing dead. I'm like, dude, get the point, run, do something, fuck off, get the fuck out of here. I don't know what the fuck to do. It's like, oh, look, I'm gonna have to kill you, dude. I'm trying to be humane about it, you know? I'm not trying to light it on fire, torture it. I end up shooting it in the head like 10 times, dude. It's so fucked up, dude. It finally, it got the point, and it turned its head. It turned its head, like, because it keeps getting shot in the same space. They have a hard skull. So I was like, oh, okay, let me try to get it right behind the ear. Boom! And it finally died, dude. It was fucking bloody everywhere. And if you look at my shorts, like going back all the way, I have this. I sound ridiculous, dude. I had a pet cat. The cat is the reason why I have like so many subscribers. There's a lot of people that probably forgot they subscribed to me, and they only subscribed to me because I had a really like fat and cute fucking smart cat, dude. The cat's so smart. I have a video where I'm showing like, look, yawns are contagious even with animals. I have the camera on the cat, and I go, and the cat yawns, dude. I'm not even kidding. The cat was so fucking smart. It knew like when you're talking to it or looking at it and shit. And I'm not, dude. It sounds so ridiculous, dude. I used to go kill rodents with that cat, basically hunting rodents with that cat on purpose. I would see on the security camera the cat's looking at a bush. I'll be right there, kitty. I get a fucking broom. Where is it, kitty? Where is it? And I fucking knock. I get the fucking rat to get out of the fucking to get out of the fucking the fucking the bush. And it's funny, dude, because the cat, dude, it doesn't look like the cat just goes like this. And like you see the rat going like this, and once it goes one time, the rat's already like, you know, it doesn't even look like it's powerful. Somebody goes, you were saying something about you're doing next when I first joined. Oh, what's up, Ginger Cat? You must remember my cat Piglet. That was a really special fucking animal. Excuse my language. Like, the cat was ridiculously cute. Its paws were like too big for its body. It was really smart. I'm pretty sure someone stole that cat. You were saying something about changes. Yeah, I'm trying to get out of politics and religion, and fucking, I want to go back to what I originally was doing, like stuff about preternatural or exorcisms, real aliens, shit like that. I don't have my cat anymore. I appreciate your subscription and all that, you know, so I could go live. I understand if nobody really cares about my fucking channel, dude. I'm just kind of rambling to stay awake. Yeah. Getting out of politics and religion, dude, as much as I can. I got into politics and religion because it blew my mind, dude. It blew my mind. Like I was talking about this earlier yesterday or the morning. Like it blows my mind that, okay, never mind. It doesn't blow my mind so much that the government admitted there's aliens and we talked to interdimensional beings at CERN, Switzerland, with the Hadron Collider. What blew my mind is Epstein is everywhere. He was at the Vatican. He's with every president. He might as well be the new Monopoly guy. I'm sure as fuck he was on the moon too. I'm like, what the fuck does this guy do? Like, so everybody who rules the world just likes to F kids? And why aren't we killing these fuckers? That's what blew my mind. That nobody is rising up to kill these chomos and the fucking like stop the government from trying to fuck us all. That blew my mind, and I started getting like extremely crazy about it, man. And then I realized no one cares. Ginger Cat. I want to claim that I'm a Christian. The reason why, guys, I'm okay. I was sorry for fucking rambling. I didn't give a shit about Christianity or religion. I was a really bad dude. I was just trying to F chicks all the time. And then I met this dude from Romania, and he red pilled me. Like he basically introduced me to red pill philosophy, and he was extremely like he was a dude. This guy was so cool. Imagine you have a friend, and he's like, I can't leave till the other guard comes. He's the other security guard. And he's like, imagine you have a friend like this. He calls you. He's like, hey, buddy, I'm going to be like 15 minutes late, but I'll pay you for it. Oh, all right, Isaac. Whatever, dude. Thanks for letting me know what's going on. So he actually said he's going to be like an hour late. He's only like 15 minutes late, and he gives me like 60 bucks. Like, dude, you don't have to, what the fuck, dude? Like, he's like, and he gave me that sword to try to kill coyotes, right? And I guess why, okay, he's half Ashkenazi Jew, but it's on his dad's side, so it doesn't count. So in Romania or in Europe, he didn't qualify to get all these like government grants to go to college. And then I was like a backslidden Protestant at that time. I'm like, oh, you're half Jewish, huh? I'm like, oh, God's chosen people. He's like, fuck that. I'm like, wait, what? So he was a diehard, like he really wanted to he was telling me about how Jews run the world and they're really evil, and like they know that Jesus was their Messiah, but they worship money anyways. And then he was all like how it's a psyop that like America under dispensationalism we're Jew cucks, and that's why everything's getting expensive, and then all this shit. And he really he went crazy, dude. So like he's significantly younger than me. He just got out of college or whatever, and he was really depressed because he wanted the American dream. He wanted to get he wanted to get a tall blonde chick, have a lot of kids. He had I don't know what kind of college degree he had. Oh, he had that much money to throw around 60 bucks like it was nothing. Because he's half Ashkenazi Jew, and he would do something like I think like I don't remember. I should have paid more attention. You ever gone to a cash for gold place? Like you have gold and they whatever he did, he helped distribute gold for whatever things his dad knew. And I don't know how his dad ended up with his Orthodox mom. He was a very proud, adamant Orthodox Christian. He was really like he was my friend. I'm not full white whatsoever. But he was really like pro nationalism, but he wasn't pro Hitler because Hitler fucked his people too. Excuse my language. He was a weird cat. He was really depressed. Like, I mean, he's drinking like every day, drinking on the job. So this guy was a crazy dude. Like, he's 23 years old, and he knew what a Pavlovian effect was. Like we're talking about, like, I don't know, religion, the world. Pavlovian effect is basically how you train a dog. It's a huge. I was like, dude, I'm like 80 years old, and I didn't know what that meant till I saw a YouTube video like last month. You're 23 years old, and you know what the fuck that means? He's brilliant, dude. And so he's brilliant. He wants to have the American dream. He wants to have a future, but he was like, all the white chicks at the college he was going to, they want to get with the black football players. Poor guy, dude. He got mad when I would laugh at that shit. That white chicks, all the white chicks he knew, that I guess they wanted that chocolate pole, man. They had jungle fever, man, and that got in his mind. And then I guess so, dude. He got Asian chicks, dude, and he didn't fucking care, dude. I remember he showed me that some Asian chick like texted him that she's like gonna cut her wrist. I know it doesn't sound like a typical Asian chick, right? And some Asian chick is gonna threatening to slit her wrist because he's not talking to her and shit. And so I thought Asian chicks were like smart and sophisticated. I have another story where I should have saw that coming, but he shows me a picture of what she's doing, and the demonic look on her face, and how she's like licking her own blood and shit. I was like, whoa. I was like, that shit got real, dude. And I was like, I'm a bad dude at that time. I'm like, fuck, dude. I mean, like kick her down. I'll fuck her, dude. She didn't care. She wants a pretty boy, a blonde hair, blue eyes, whatever he's about, you know? He's not a big dude. You know, he's not buff, and he exercises. He's like a chick supposedly like tall guys. He's only 5'9", right? But this Asian chick wanted him so bad, she's starting to kill herself. I'm like, wait, so you do get chicks, dude, and you got cocaine, and you always have money for booze, and he tried to live, dude. So the last time I ever talked to him, he got arrested for trying to live on BLM land. I thought BLM that meant Black Lives Matter. So he got arrested for living on government property, and I take it that he's always talking about how he has undocumented rifles. He's so libertarian minded that, like, I mean, he's Romanian, so they're crazy. He gave me a real fucking sword, dude. That wasn't a play sword. That wasn't something you hang on your wall. I'm like, oh shit, this is heavy. Whoa, I didn't know what a Kydex sheath was at that time. I'm like, fuck, this is pro. And, yeah, so fucking, he literally, that's a real Christian. He tried to do what the Orthodox desert saints did, and they banished themselves from society and tried to live off the land, dude. Like, so the old Orthodox saints and Christians, because in the city there's so much covetousness and proclivity to sin, and so much jealousy and so much rivalry, dude. I mean, fuck, dude. I live in Southern California, dude. This chick almost ran me over at the fucking grocery store, bro. And how shrewd and how rude everybody is, how they cut you off in traffic. I live in a part, I was talking about this earlier, no one cares. I live in a part of Southern California that, like, I mean, I don't really live here. I was working out in the desert for 5 years. If you guys followed my channel then, when there's a bunch of cameras behind me, and I'm suited up like fucking RoboCop. I don't care if you guys have been following me that long or not. I'll read your comment in a minute. I was working in the desert making real money. They changed my job locale to the city, and this is fucking douchey. It's douchey as shit because I don't really belong here. I was born in Ohio. I come from the grunge area. I was raised in San Bernardino. My boss has gotten on my ass for not being in proper uniform. I guess I'm trashy. I guess I'm like, for lack of a better word, I'm like half white trash. I don't care, dude. So like, sounds to me like he had the love of the world in his heart. Well, he wanted to raise a white family with a tall white blonde, and they liked Tyrone instead. And that really fucked with his head, because I could tell, because I laughed at it. I was like, fucking white chicks, and he just stone cold, like I'm not his friend. Like, that wasn't funny. I was like, damn. And then he tried to fuck society off. He had some kind of fucking college degree. He had some problems, dude. Fuck, man. His parents divorced and left him with a huge ass house, and he could barely make the fucking rent or whatever, right? And then it's funny, dude, because his new roommate looked exactly like my friend Javi. My friend Javi's such a douchebag. Sorry if I'm like vulgar. He showed me a picture one day. He's like, "Look at my new fucking roommate." He comes home, and man, I like again. I'm laughing, and he's not laughing, dude. His new roommate fell asleep at his own computer. His roommate has a beer, like a tall can, like a trashy King Cobra, right, with his pants down, like this. His roommate was jacking off in front of his own computer, fell asleep, jacking off in front of his own computer, passed out so hard that my friend from Romania was able to go right to him and take a picture. And he just started getting antisocial, dude, and he wanted to fuck society off and go live in the woods. I shit you not, man. Um, yeah, my Romanian friend Isaac, he's Romanian Orthodox, dude. And for I could tell he's a lot of zeal for his religion, a lot of zeal for tradition. Yeah, he was a good kid, man. And that didn't get his religion at that time. At that time, I'm having sex with an older woman like every weekend, dude, and all I care about is trying to find chicks and get drunk and then go try to show off the chicks at the gym. I'm a martial artist. Who cares, dude? You can see my punching bag work. You can obviously tell I'm good at what I do. And anyways, all I cared about was saving enough money so that me and Javi could get together, get some cocaine, some Jaeger, find chicks, dude. That's all I cared about at that time. And so it would be years later, I got my stupid blonde chick that I'm like always bragging about, and she kind of settled me down for a while. I was like, oh, like I caught feelings like a simp, right? I got all blue pilled, right? I wanted to marry her and have kids or whatever. And that was a mistake, dude. She's a ticking time bomb, And at the same time, like once we break up, I'm all heartbroken and stupid shit. It's the same routine. I was watching some dude named Gavin McGinnis, and he said something about he was making fun of Gregorian chants because he's Irish Catholic. I look up, what is Gregorian chant? And then from Gregorian chant, I found what the rosary is and like crusaders, and I was like, whoa, dude, this is a lot cooler than the Protestant shit that I grew up in. I was all like thinking, I was like, if I was raised Catholic with all this, I thought Catholicism was bad, and the Pope looks funny, and the fucking cardinals look stupid, and the Vatican, I heard they have cho-chos in there too, like they touch kids. So I was really turned off to Catholicism. And then when I was seeing like the medieval badassery of like crusaders, and I was like, dude, crusader chants are a lot cooler than the freaking contemporary supposed Christian music that I was, within Protestant church. And I was like, and then from Catholic chants, the rabbit hole took me to Eastern Orthodox chants and doxology and liturgy, and the whole like Orthodoxy had this movement called Death to the World that looks totally heavy metal and shit. Like there's like monks that look like freaking. There's like monks and priests that look like Lord of the Rings warlocks, and they make fucking churches out of bones and skulls, and they have this like crazy. Mind you, because I was raised Protestant, right? I'm a backslidden Protestant. I'm dabbling in astrology. I'm trying to do gothic chicks and stuff. My cougar was voodoo. That was a religion. So I already gave up on my Christianity, and I'm trying to do bad stuff. So like following the rabbit hole of Catholicism and Orthodoxy, I thought, oh, because I was raised Protestant, I thought it was blasphemous. And I was blown away. I was fucking blown away, dude. I was like, this is crazy. And if I and so when it said Orthodox chant, mind you, this is going on like 3 or 4 years since I ever seen Isaac, probably 3 or 4 years. I'm like, oh, dude, I remember Isaac was Orthodox. I started paying attention to that. And I had a religious experience, guys. I had like what the Protestantism would call a religious experience. I remember following this one Protestant dude at that time. He had lives and shit, and I thought he was like a really like Christian man. And he was talking about how Catholicism and Orthodoxy, there's the same Protestant woo woo that, oh, we're not looking for a religious experience. We're looking for a relationship with Jesus. I'm like, I already gave up on that. I was like, whatever, dude. Like, I'm looking for a relationship with Latina hips, and fucking, my cougar was Cubanita, My cougar, I don't need to get off the topic, dude. She had a great body for her age, and you could tell her face was kind of evil, dude. Her religion was voodoo, dude. She would like admit, like, oh yeah, I had an abortion the other year. Like, I'm like, you know what's sad? Okay, wait, I don't want to get off topic. Religious experience. Yeah, I shouldn't have been banging that chick. Like, you guys, I'm not trying to be. I don't know if any Christians are watching. I tried to save a fucking little black baby, dude. Her kid, my cougar's daughter got knocked up, and it's like after me and my cougar get done doing it, my cougar's always talking about her stupid family, and I'm like, oh, whatever. I'm just acting like I'm paying attention. Something about her kid's gonna get an abortion. I remember waking up in the middle of the night, like I felt like obligated to call her or text her. I was telling her, hey, it won't be so bad. Something like it wouldn't be so bad. I felt like religiously obligated. Hey, let your daughter have that kid, like that. Like, oh, it's not so bad. Because I felt like if I let that go, that blood would be on my hands. And she just like, okay, like that. Then so many days or weeks later, I don't know how I found out. Like, we just got done doing it, smoking weed, and like, I don't know how it got brought up. It's not like I'd be like, oh, so did your daughter go through and get that thing siphoned right and ripped right out of her? She's like, oh yeah, like it's nothing. I'm like, oh fuck. So religious experience. Let me see what somebody wrote. The call to the way, the truth, the life. The call is getting stronger. God bless you, Ginger Cat. I could tell you're like a real Christian. Like I'm very skeptical of evangelical Protestants, but the Protestants that don't know any better, they're just raised with like, oh, I'm trying to follow the Bible, and they're open-minded that maybe we don't have to be Zionist cucks and shit. Oh yeah, do you have a right to be that, man? Totally. I was raised Protestant, and I was raised during that whole tele-evangelist era of like speaking in tongues, and having a Twisted Sister CD is going to damn you to hell, and the rapture is going to happen tomorrow. Like, so it really turned me off. I could keep elaborating, but Protestantism or evangelical woo-woo turned my generation into this metal, Satan, whatever you want to call it, excuse me. And so where am I at? Religious experience, dude. So I thought, adhering to Catholicism and Orthodoxy was actually evil, and like I was practicing witchcraft or something woo-woo. And I'm like hearing like oh, the rosary and like meditation prayers. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what Protestantism calls vain repetitions, and the Jesus prayer. So I remember I had nothing better to do. God help me here. This really happened. I had nothing better to do but to I was like listening to like schema monk chants or something like that. And I really had nothing better to do but to close my eyes, like recite the Jesus prayer or whatever. And I had what Protestantism calls a religious experience. I had this epiphany about how fucking evil I am, and how I contribute to like the darkness of this fucking world, and like how unfit I am to do this. And it gave me like a 3 day depressive fit, dude. I wanted to fucking it made me feel like I should put a bullet in my head. And like I'm not even kidding. For 2 years, I became a fucking square, dude. If I wasn't trying to tell Protestants how wrong they are, because I was like delving in the apologetics between Catholicism and Protestantism, I remember I didn't see my friend Billy or Bob. I didn't see him for 2 years. He's like, dude, you're different. And the difference is I temporarily lost my taste for heavy metal. I remember this dude I met named Manny. He thought I was a real square, dude, because he'd say like a dirty joke and it went right over my head, and I was just boring to him. I was just a boring company, and I was just like, so it's like when you're like walking in the spirit of the Lord or something like that, and you become such a square, you don't realize sometimes you said something like a sexual innuendo on accident, or some dudes just don't take you seriously because you're not a dude that could talk about sports and ass and tits, and I just became a square. And I think this was like 2022, 2024 ish, 2023. There was the winter time in California was nice. It was nice and cold. For some reason, when it's nice and cold, I have more gratitude. I have more like I'm more inclined to practice my religion. I didn't because I'm like a fucking I'm not a good Christian. I had my car had was relatively new. It doesn't have a lot of problems. I was making good money. I had a lot of peace. I had a lot of peace to go to the San Jacinto Mountains, and my life was I just got into survival knives. I just got into like learning how to make campfires and boil water for coffee. I was into Christianity and consumerism. The consumerism was eating good every day. Excuse me. Dude, I grew up so poor. It blew my mind when I was making good money, dude. I go to Farmer Boys, like California has Farmer Boys and In-N-Out Burger. I was like, oh shit, I have enough money to just eat another burger and fry again. I was like, I was getting fat, dude. I was getting fat. I was going to the mountains a lot. I had my pet cat, and I had a lot of peace. And I was like, whatchamacallit, practicing I guess, my religion or whatever. I was getting into Orthodoxy and Catholicism. I spent years trying to decide if I'm going to go Catholic or Orthodox. And what fucked that up, I mean, I guess I'm full of excuses. What fucked that up is I can elaborate how it's like some of what was my fault, what wasn't my fault was the last few years in California, there's been like no winter time. It's just summer number two. Still flies, still heat. I can't stand the fucking heat, guys. It totally zaps away. I can't pray. I can't fucking meditate or focus or whatever you want to call it. Um, it's too fucking hot. Plus, that's the fucking worst. We started getting shit bags for fucking employees at my job, and I'm not lying. I say shit that don't sound believable. Some of these kids wouldn't show up to the job. I didn't have time to go to the mountains and go pray or something like that. So there was at least 2 times I was at my job for 26 and a half hours straight. I lost so much sleep. I started losing so much sleep. I go to work or whatever, I sit down, I can't really think. I can't I'm not even making this up, dude. I get so tired that I had to I couldn't go to the gym. I couldn't go to the mountains. I would get that it was 26 and a half hours straight. Nobody would come. They're calling. The guy doesn't show up. He quits. He gets fired, whatever. And they just told me, hey, just go home. Like, go home. I get off of work and I have to be back 6 or 8 hours later. That's not even enough sleep. And like when you get off of work like that, even though you're that tired, you can't just fall asleep right away. Because I literally been drinking like a gallon of coffee, like 4 or 5 energy drinks. It's so bright, it's so hot, and you're sitting there like a zombie, and like you're by the time your system like chills down and you do get some sleep, you're lucky if you wake up again. And guess what you do when you wake up? Like you're so fucking exhausted. You're running off an instinct. You can't really think. You're not even a human no more. You're an animal. You're an animal running off an instinct. All you know is you got to go to work on time. So what's the first thing you do? Fucking you down 2 energy drinks, uh, drinking coffee literally all throughout the hours, and supposedly smoking weed is bad, right? If I didn't smoke weed, I wouldn't be able to absorb that much caffeine, and that makes your concentration for God or whatever. Like I could argue that it chills you down and helps you like calm down, but couldn't organize a rational thought. And losing that much sleep though, it stopped me from trying to I was gonna go, I think my fake friend did my blonde chick. I was gonna go try to get him divorced by telling his chick he cheats on her with his sister, blah blah blah. And then technically some dude, he technically stole my car. Like he basically, imagine some bully comes, takes your car, leaves 500 bucks and never signs the pink slip. You know, like what if he goes and commits a crime and this shit's in my name with the car and whatever. So I was gonna go try to fuck with him. I was gonna go on a campaign of vengeance, and to the point that I was suspecting, like, man, if this works, and if I get my friends fucking divorced, um, it got like this, man. Like, whenever I would go to the cities they lived in and go to the gym, in case I ran into them, I was showering with a fucking pocket knife, dude, like a tactical, and I fucking left it there. Imagine the gym staff. They're gonna go clean the bathroom and all the shower, and like, who the fuck leaves a fucking tactical pocket knife in the shower? Because I lost my brains. I lost my brains. I can't remember I left the fucking $50 fucking tactical pocket knife in the goddamn shower. Oh shit. I have to hold on. I'm supposed to clock in with my phone every hour. Hold on, guys. So, see what I mean? I get distracted. Like adult shit to me is hard, dude. Like talking about kitty cats and fucking ghosts and demons and doing outdoor shit, martial arts, that's easy, but being responsible is hard. Let me take this picture. Yeah, man. So the first time I ever like prayed the like Orthodox chants, I had a like epiphany how much of a piece of shit I am. I gotta clock in. I think they're making me prove the camera system here isn't as good as when I was working in the desert. So I think they're making me prove that I'm here, because yesterday I had my "The World Is Over" news, and that's way over there. I mean, like, come on, man! I thought you guys were watching the cameras. I come here, I flash a light at the camera, like every 15 minutes to show that I had presence. So whatever, I don't know. Yeah, crazy shit, man. So my friend from Romania, he just disappeared, dude. Disappeared after it begins with introspection. Uh, Ginger Cat, you're cool. Is he in jail? I remember the last time I talked to him, which was probably 7 years ago. He told me that he just got out of jail for. I think he's at work. Nah, I don't know. I hope he's doing better in life and not being a parking lot security guard. Introspection is where it all starts, I bet. the last time I talked to my friend from Romania, remember, I think my grandfather was dying. I was like, fuck, dude. I don't even have airplane. I've missed so many funerals going back to my mom's family back in Akron. And I was talking to him, and he's like, bro, like, dude, I just got, he got arrested. I was like, well, for what? I was like, I know, like, what, anyways. He was trying to live off the land, dude. He was trying to, because I remember, dude, one time, like, it's like, I'm thinking to myself, like, Isaac, I don't have thousands of dollars saved up. He's telling me at at the job that we're at that he's looking into buying a plot of land that had a stream rolling through it. Dude, that stream's gonna dry up, man. And there was literally, I think he was showing me like a Google Maps or Google Earth, whatever, picture. There was the containers to semi trucks. There was there was a container out in the middle of like the mountains or the fucking meadow or whatever, somewhere in another state. And the fucking the container or whatever, the semi truck container, it had two cut out holes. One was for a door with no door, one was for a window with no glass. And he's like, he really thought I was gonna be enthused. Dude, I'd be so jazzed to do that now. I don't have the thousand. Like, he wanted to buy a plot of land for that was I think it was less than $10,000, and he was gonna buy that plot of land. I don't know how you could come up on a deal like that. Don't ask me. He's like, it has a little stream running through it. It's out in the middle of nowhere. And he thought I'd be jazzed about it. And I fucked up. I'll read your comment in a minute. I was banging cougar. I was doing martial arts. I just bought a used Toyota 4Runner. I was living for this world. There's no way I'm gonna go like, oh yeah, Isaac, I'm totally gonna live with a fellow sausage in a fucking freezing ass fucking container out in the middle of nowhere. Like now that I know what Eastern Orthodoxy is about, now that I know that like we live in an age where technocratic dystopia is about to mess us all up, now that I know that I'll never live up to Andrew Tate's truthful philosophy on how to get modern chicks, I wish I would have went. uh, Mapu Fasa says, best religion is the religion whose followers have the least number of crimes per thousands of followers throughout history. Obviously, you have to consider the degree of crime. Follow best religion. Ginger Cat says asceticism. Right, I didn't even know what I barely know what the word asceticism means, and I never even heard of that word till about Eastern Orthodoxy. Paul, you said follow the religion with the least amounts of crime. I'm pretty sure the Byzantine religion doesn't have a lot of blood on its hands, but it depends on what your worldview is. You presuppose so. You're presupposing there is a religion out there that is the best, right? And you're entitled to your own opinion. Um, excuse me. After, so I live in the West, and if you're religious at all, like the atheists say, it's more likely going to be some form of Christianity. And like, I don't know if you ever heard of Jay Dyer. He has a good argument that if you look at history, known human history, even secular history regarding the Christian religion, it's pretty arguable that, or he would argue orthodoxy. I would conjecture somewhere between orthodoxy and traditional Latin Mass is where the original paradigm of Christianity comes from. And I believe or conjecture or surmise that every other sect of Christianity, I don't know about Coptic Orthodoxy You know, I don't. I think that every other sect of Christianity is some kind of amalgamation or some kind of part of some kind of heresy, what the early church would have deemed a heresy, whether it's like Manichaeism, which I forgot what it is, Arianism, or whatever the fuck Simon Magus was doing, Gnosticism, all that stuff. It's some kind of amalgamate. I'm not that much of I'm not that trained at this. I hear them argue. I see them look stupid compared to Jay Dyer, and I'm like, Jay's cool. He must be right, dude. You know, he's making the other dude rage quit and stuff. And yeah, that's I believe now. My personally, I'm not trying to, like I said, I'm not selling anybody on religion. I'm here to sell freedom. I'm here to bring awareness that we're all losing our freedoms to the government is going to abuse the technological grid that we're all going to have to fucking abide by to eat and buy shit. And that's very congruent with the mark of the beast. That, like, if you're atheist, I don't know if you know this, but throughout all of human history, when the Bible comes along, or whatever you want to call it, Christianity, and Saint John the Revelator predicts that in the end of sometime in human history, one man is going to control the whole world through a means of like a mark. They couldn't understand that back in the ancient world, because I say this over and over, dude. There's no way Alexander the Great or Genghis Khan or the Attila the Hun or whatever, or even the Roman Empire. There's no way they're going to stop the entire world from using gold and silver and bartering from being able to eat. There's no way. And now that is possible. The RFID chips and facial recognition technology, and your car being a fucking big ass electronic device where they could just shut your credit score off, and one guy can rule the whole world, dude. That's never been possible until now. Until now. Yeah, again, that sound. I'll read your comment in a minute. That sound like the most superstitious thing that you just have to take on faith. Like, oh, one day everybody is just gonna obey one man. Why don't you, like, even Genghis Khan and Alexander the Great couldn't do that. Medo-Persians couldn't do that. Nimrod, the guy in the way when the Tower of Babel was being built, even he couldn't do that. Now you can do that. You could do that like this. Like, it's amazing. It's amazing. So if you're atheist or whatever, you got to admit that it's kind of crazy that the ancients that we considered archaic boomers, they knew something, dude. And the past is so fascinating. Like, where in the hell did those pyramids come from? Why do they almost line up exactly with the belt of Orion and blah, 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 blah? The mathematics between all that, how the Aztecs knew how to predict a solar eclipse like hundreds of years in advance. That's amazing. Okay, my bad for ignoring you guys. Let me see. CTG says Islam, the truth, asceticism means that person stays simple. Hey, CTG, as an American, here, this is why I think America is beautiful, man. Like, I'm a Christian, you're Islamic, but in America, dude, we have a paradigm where we could get along under the case of freedom. At least my paradigm of America, right? That, like, here, you get the point, dude. We're here to, like, coexist to make money, and we have, I think, God, Allah, or, you know, because the Orthodox call God Allah too. That I think he would be down with that. It's a way to have peace. I always had a theory. Like, this sounds really blasphemous until you hear me out. Then you go, oh, sometimes, like free will. Free will is both Satan and God's will. Sometimes Satan and God's will eclipse. And that's America, dude. In my paradigm or my idea of America, that we could come here and coexist, and we have a different religion now. The religion is freedom of expression, freedom of speech. I don't try to shut you down. You don't try to shut me down. Whatever you're preaching or whatever I'm preaching, other people can have an open mind to choose for themselves or not make a choice. That's beautiful, you know. Ginger Cat says it's more than just staying simple. It's to cut yourself off from the pleasures of the flesh. Yeah, keeping yourself busy through hard work, I heard too. Ginger Cat says death of the ego. I barely know what the word ego means because like ego is conflated with pride, and I can't help but to like thank you God for health and strength, and I'm a big dude. When I go to the gym in Southern California, I can feel it, dude. Like I don't like the gym is where like without the gym, I'm a fish without water, like a fish floating around. You put me in a martial art gym, all of a sudden, like the like women in Southern California don't want anything to do with me. I'm a fat old scrub. I'm a scrub. I'm a joke. I get rude customer service. I get written off. Right? People have nicer shit than me. Then when we go to the gym, especially a martial art gym, especially if there's at least a punching bag there. I go to the gym, and sometimes fools will be mad dogging me or looking at me stupid. Once I start hitting that bag, they're not looking at me no more too. So that's ego. That's ego. Thank you, God. And I'm not trying to like I'm trying to say to my fellow dudes out there. I'm not trying to mog on you if you never done martial arts. I'm here to say that doesn't matter compared to being a good person, like having a righteous cause, whatever it's like for defending family or your woman or your mom and having the right to own a weapon. In the end, it doesn't matter how much martial arts I know. If I'm trying to come take your shit and you're strapped, you have the right to clap me and the means, no matter how big and strong I am. If I'm trying to come to your house and disrespect or try to R-word your chick or your mom, you're in the right cause. And if I'm trying to tell you what to do or believe against your will, you know, the government, whatever, and you don't want to go with our American paradigm, right? Now, under the American paradigm, if I'm some kind of tyrant trying to dictate your way of life against your will, and you know that it's unnecessary, right? And if you're allowed to own a weapon, you should be able to put me in my place, no matter how big and strong I am or how much fucking martial arts I know. So in the end, it doesn't matter. Navy SEAL, cool, dude. Wouldn't we have the most freedom without religion telling you what to do? Well, I would argue, Navy SEAL, that you've been told that religion is oppressive and it's like a theocratic dictatorship, and I'm not saying that it has not. Anything could be exploited. Like the socialism or communism. There's a lot of proof they were the most anti-religious. They fucking killed religious people, dude. It took their shit, right? And they fuck people's freedom under a different modality, under a different paradigm or a different belief system. Also, I'd also argue religion also makes people benevolent. Like, let's say you didn't have a cell phone and you can't just call AAA, and you have your car broke down. My religion is going to make me feel guilty if I didn't stop and see if you needed help. Like, oh man, maybe he needs some water for his radiator. I got that shit. Fuck, I just drove past him. Jesus says that if you have, I think the Epistle of James says, if it's in your power to do good and you ignore somebody in need, especially a fellow Christian, you just sinned. You get what I mean? Also, I always had these two rules, and they come from my religion. If you're not a Christian, but we get along, and if I have the opportunity to fuck your chick, sorry, anybody Christians out there, I cuss, right? If I have the opportunity to bang your chick, but I like you, I won't do it. I will probably actually like shrug off her advances and go like whatever your name is. Like I'll be like, man, Joe Schmo is such a cool dude, man. Like fuck, that he's a badass martial artist too. Like I'll pro wrestling calls it, I'll put you over. If I don't like you, but you're a Christian, I'm still gonna feel like I'm obligated to like, okay, I'm not gonna try to bang that dude's chick. Like, you get what I mean? Like, if it's in my religion is going to make me think twice about taking your shit or excuse me. Without my religious paradigm, I would have no guilty conscience whatsoever. I grew up like that. And I would argue without a religious, any religion that says taking and stealing is bad, without that paradigm, who's to say that killing or murder or whatever is wrong? That's just a social construct. That's just your subjective reasoning. People go, "Oh, you need religion to be a good person." Where did that good person idea come from? You? Oh, because we need to do that to get along in society. Really? That's called an appeal to. That's still a fallacy in philosophy, because that's still subject to change. You could say, oh, like you think that Hitler killing all these people are wrong, right? Well, if he took over the whole world, he's now the majority consensus. So whatever, like if he says it's okay to kill this person and kill that person, he's the majority. Now that's a new paradigm of truth. So I would argue my religion, if it's a good religion, religion offers a paradigm, a formula where it iterates a metaphysical reality of moral ethics to abide by. And if you take that religion out of the equation, then it's Luciferianism. It's do it thou wilt, abide by your own rules. So without my religion, there's no modality, there's no rule set obligating me to abide by whatever moral principles. And where did these moral principles come from? They come from evolution. You have to believe they're a social construct. Then they're just a social construct, and they're not an objective truth. Just like you could say, like I could keep going and going if I was smarter. Okay. Ginger Cat says, "Give it up to the Christ, where there's nothing to be found in this world. You said to yourself that he thought he could change the world." I hear you, Ginger Cat. You're awesome. It's only the fear of the unknown. The more educated you are, the less you need religion. Well, dude, okay, you heard the religion and okay, if the more educated you are, you don't. You're basically saying enlightenment. Okay, well, I'll give you an example. Let's say the people in CERN, Switzerland, they really are talking to interdimensional beings that are using AI to help Bill Gates lower the population of the world. And like let's say just hypothetically, not only that, like let's say if you believe in Alex Jones, what he says that the elites of the world are bathing in baby guts and for stem cells and screwing kids on Epstein Island. That's not even like he says, like they're using AI technology to be able to contact interdimensional beings who, coupled with DMT drugs, are telling the elites of this world how to lessen the human population. And so basically, not only are they wasting all our tax dollars on dumb shit, right? Instead of like making gas more affordable and housing more affordable, and you can eat eggs and steak again at the grocery store without paying $120 just for one fucking dinner, right? They're suffocating us slowly, dude, right? So with all this knowledge, the more educated you are, you can use it to abuse people. I mean, it's the whole paradigm of like supposedly Yahweh was trying to keep us naked and ignorant and simple in the Garden of Eden. And then old Prometheus or Lucifer came along and taught us how to make fire and the sharpened sticks and navigate the stars and make metallurgy and all that. Guess what? Well, Lucifer came and gave man all this wisdom, and it's exploited by the aristocracy. It's taken by the stronger tribes to screw the simple man. So you can't, I would say that, I'm not, no offense, it's a bad argument. Like your paradigm, you're like, you've been taught that religion is superstition and like, oh, you're a witch. Like, we need to kill you. I'm not saying that probably didn't happen. And then I would argue, you know, that like Valpurgisnacht, right? For example, Valpurgisnacht is a pagan holiday. It's also a Catholic holiday. The Catholics took a lot of pagan shit and just christened it. And then, oh, the Spanish Inquisition. Now, what about the Salem witch trials? I'm getting off topic a little bit. I'm trying to blame Protestantism, or Protestantism has a lot of blood on its hands. Like the same reason why there's gargoyles on churches, man. They took like the pagan culture of whatever they came around to, and just they let people have their cultural differences. They just christened it. So like, I don't, you get what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense. That's my idea of a benevolent religion. It's let you keep your cultural identity without, as long as you're not fucking human sacrifice and goddamn trying to like have Sodom and Gomorrah fucking militant rape and shit. Like, I'm pretty sure it can coincide. And but again, I would argue we have all this knowledge, right? There's obviously the cure for cancer out there, but you have to be an elite person. You have to be like a billionaire. You have to be important to have it, right? I'm pretty sure like the COVID vaccines and shit, there's a lot of, they're killing people. It was unnecessary to take it. It's engineered. It's like fucking genocide handed down from the elites of this world. So they're smart. Excuse me. They're educated, they have technology, they're using it to better their lives and to oppress us. It's pretty obvious. I mean, I'm not alone in this shit. We're no longer in the boomer times where you can just work for Ford, dude. Back in the day, you could have a wife, a white picket fence, a station wagon, just working at a Ford factory, drilling a hole in a door all day. Now you need to fucking work for Uber, and you need to have a side hustle, and it's all engineered. The economy's screwed. These people are educated. They're not using knowledge and wisdom or education to benefit the commoners, our fellow man. So, religion is the blank we lay over the unknown to give it shape. You're basically talking about nominalism. Like nominalism, religion is people of that idea, they think that numbers and language is also just a social construct, man. Like, basically, religion is the blank we lay over the unknown to give it shape. Oh yeah, it sounds really cool, man, but what about other, like, moral ethics in general that you're saying only come through education? Moral ethics in general are a metaphysical construct. So religion is trying to organize and make sense of the metaphysical, and to deny a metaphysical universe and to deny universal truths, it's chaos. It's social anarchy. It obligates you nor me to abide by any Christian ethics, dude. It's just whoever has more power is right, can enforce their truth. Whoever's stronger I'm sorry to tell you, Navy SEAL, like if you are a Navy SEAL, you're going to be inclined to this warrior mentality. That's why it's hard to change it. And I get you. If we don't, again, I would argue the opposite. You're saying religion is something that we give, is something how we diagnose or define what we can't understand. Okay, well, I would argue that religion is a means to materialize these universal metaphysical ideas of like moral ethics, right, into a formula, and without religion to be able to uh, give some kind of paradigm formula out of these universal truths. So like basically I would argue that if you don't have my modality of thinking, if someone wrongs you, like they don't give you your proper change back when you buy coffee, or you go and get your car service and they don't do a good job and they fuck you over, so you have to come back and spend more money. You have they're educated. They know how to fuck you, dude. They know how to like they if you need a surgery and the doctor can really fix your shit, but he doesn't want to because he knows he's gonna make more money. Like some, not your direct doctor, the pharmaceuticals, instead of curing your disease, they just give you a fucking they don't give you a total remedy. They just give you drugs that keep coming back to prolong your problem. You have no objective moral reasoning to tell them they're right or wrong. It's just your idea of injustice. And where did these ideas of injustice originate? They come from religion. Because if there wasn't religion, it's just might equals right. Whoever has the upper hand can dictate your fate. You rock, Ginger Cat. You're not told, you see. Well, I see, dude. I see too that religion works. So you need a religion to be a decent. I knew that was coming. Yeah, I'm an atheist. I'm the most helpful person you can meet. Well, good for you, bro. But I would say again, man, where you don't have a moral paradigm to judge what's good or bad. That's a Christian ethic, bro. Back in the Roman times, in pagan Rome, if you couldn't file bankruptcy in pagan Rome, dude. They would just put you in slavery, and your wife and kids. Your wife is going to belong to some other dude, and your kids are going to be slaves too, or they're going to be bastards. And you can't tell Caesar, you're wrong. There's no Christian moral paradigm. Do you get what I'm saying? You rock, Ginger Cat. Telling isn't compelling your conviction. I am to stay stealing is wrong. Stealing comes from the Ten Commandments, dude. We wouldn't without, again, stealing, dude. Like, we're born in a I don't think of Judean Christian yet. We're born in a whatever you would call a Judeo-Christian paradigm. That's why we're taught stealing is wrong. Or you're gonna say, oh, it's a social, like, we have to abide by not stealing, like it's an evolutionary construct so that people can get along and societies can thrive. It's evolution. Well, I mean, then you just admitted it's a social construct that man had to create the laws of not stealing, that man dictates what's right or wrong without a God being inserted in the matter. So again, if Joseph Stalin or Adolf Hitler or Imperial Japan won the war, and you're not the right demographic, you're not the right race, you're not the right person to belong in their criteria of who gets to live, who gets to eat, who gets to like survive the gulag, and they take all your shit and give it to the government. When the communists were taking everybody's property and absorbing it into the government to distribute it equally among the people, that could be considered theft. But under their paradigm, then you have to imagine you're a farmer, right? Who is it? Karl Marx becomes president. So you've been farming this land. Your grandfather's been farming this land. It's your farmland, right? Not anymore. The communist government is coming to take your shit for the good of the people. Is that theft? You don't have a paradigm to judge if that's they're stealing my shit. Oh, like, hey, that's an atheist government, dude. They're not religious. They would kill monks, dude. Ask the Orthodox Church if ask the Russian Orthodox Church how moral ethics the educated communist was to everybody. So here comes a communist government. They're coming to steal your shit, but it's not theft anymore because they're taking it for the good of everybody. So that sounds pretty Christian too. That sounds pretty religious in my book. Who's right? You can't say who's right or wrong there, dude. Because you don't want to be robbed. I don't rob. That sounds like do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That sounds like a Christian. Navy SEAL, you says, because I don't want to be robbed, so I don't rob. It's that simple, despite the majority. That sounds like do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That sounds like a Christian construct, bro. Ginger Cat, there are people right now saying that stealing is virtuous. Yeah, again, like the liberals are trying to, Ginger Cat, you brought up a good point. The people are saying stealing is virtuous. I believe if I come to your property and you don't even know what I stole, all you know is I was on your property, I took something, I'm running away. Well, especially if I can hire if my family can hire Jesse Jackson to start a riot, you're not allowed to shoot me in the back. You're not allowed to clap me, big dog. I mean, in California, I think they overturned it. If you're shoplifting and whatever you're taking is at $900, you got to let that person go or they're not doing anything bad. Because, they're oppressed. I mean, there's a lot of people like, remember that Arina Zatruska or whatever her name was, that cute blonde girl that got stabbed on the subway last year or whatever? Well, I mean, her attacker, he had mental problems and he was sad and we need to feel sorry for him according to liberal judges. Who are you to say that liberal judge is wrong? I remember seeing this article that his mom and his sister says, "Oh, we should feel sorry for him." He's like, I never had a mom or a sister, dude. I'm not gonna go around stabbing white chicks, and if I did, I'm not gonna get the same fucking sympathy. So I took it up a notch. That right there, I guess killing is virtuous, Navy SEAL says it makes sense to keep known stuff in religion to convince the lesser educated. That's just what you've been told, dude. I can't. I chat GBT if I had it. How many? Ask Trent Horn, who's a Catholic apologist. How many inventors? How many philosophers? How many people contributed to the benefit of society that were Catholic, bro? So you get what I mean, dude. That's just what atheists try to say, bro. Like Ginger Cat says yes. Stealing was wrong in all societies with or without religion. I mean, sure, I agree with you, but again, man, I just brought up the point. If Joseph Stalin orders your shit to be taken, to be absorbed in the government, to be distributed back to everybody else, is it stealing? And if you say it's stealing, that's just your subjective reality because there's no God there, dude. I mean, Joseph Stalin's taking your shit, and it's gonna be somehow eventually given back to you in the form of universal communism, right? It gets absorbed in the government. It's supposedly distributed back to everybody else. And we know, right, that really, really worked, right? The Soviet Union's still around, right? Everybody loves Mao Zedong, right? Without God, without the biblical God, you don't understand that you can't sit there and judge if Mao Zedong was wrong. You don't have you don't you're making an assertion that that's wrong, and I agree with your assertion that if Mao Zedong or fucking Joseph Stalin took your shit and stealing's wrong. I agree with your assertion. It's just an assertion. When I tell you that I can make the same but how do you know? How do you know the epistemology? How do you know that's wrong? Because it's wrong. Okay, that's an assertion. I'm also making an assertion that I believe there's a God that's a divine lawgiver that says that that's wrong. So under my belief system, it can explain itself. Like even though it's an assertion and you're thinking it's superstition, and you ask me why I think that's wrong, and I'm like, oh, that violates the 10 Commandments. When I ask you why you think that's wrong, you just go, oh, it's wrong. Like, you get what I mean? It's an empty assertion that can be subject to change. Because when Joseph Stalin is stealing from you, you can't tell him it's wrong. He's taking it from the good of the people. You're the bourgeoisie, guy. Whatever you have, you're an aristocratic elitist that needs to have your shit taken and given to the poor. Or we know that really worked, right? The communist government really just gave it back to everybody equally, right? We look hindsight in 2020, right? Obviously, the Soviet Union is still around. Obviously, the Soviet Union is appraised to this day. Obviously, everybody loves Mao Zedong, right? I'm being satirical, right? You don't have a moral objective paradigm to say what they did is right or wrong, dude. And that's what atheists can't understand, because you totally took metaphysicality out of your mind. So you're just making an assertion. It's an empty assertion. It's like atheists are so like they refuse to believe in a God, therefore they cannot explain any kind of metaphysical truths. You can't explain why that's right and wrong. All you can do is make an assertion. Oh, it's wrong. I agree with it, but why? Why is it wrong? 'Cause it's wrong. Who says? You? Mao Zedong and Joseph Stalin is taking your shit, for example, right? Who are you to tell them they're wrong? Ginger Cat says, what do you ground it in, though? It's a foundation built on sand. You rock, Ginger Cat. What is better, sand or fairy tales? We're not talking about the I mean, like, that's another assertion, man. Like, what? Okay, hold on. Let me just truck it by. You're basically saying, okay, okay, I want to put it out there that the creation story in Genesis makes no sense to us, even worse, because it's diluted with English words, okay? But let's not let's just go off of this, okay? I believe, okay, God created the universe, right? Think about it. You're a conscious being, right? But the universe doesn't have a conscious force. You just accidentally have the consciousness and the ability to question moral ethics and reasoning. That just happened on accident. The universe is a bunch of matter that came from nowhere or always existed. And over billions and billions and billions of years, it just accidentally came together and formed consciousness and order, right? So the universe, without no conscious prime mover behind it, just accidentally made itself, and everything has this order and beauty and symmetry, and we have logic and all this shit from out of fucking nowhere, right? It just accidentally happened. It just seems like we're really just some primordial glue, and it makes sense to us, but we don't understand on the grand scale. That also sounds like horseshit. It sounds like a fairy tale. The universe accidentally collided into other shit that just always was there and made monkeys, and billions and billions and billions of years, consciousness and logic and order and beauty and symmetry came into being. That also sounds like a fairy tale. You have to have just as much, or I would say more faith to believe in what's atheistic evolution. Like evolution in the like what the micro sense or whatever does work. You work out, you get more buff. You eat good food, you get healthier, right? Like that kind of evolution exists. You make good choices, you wake up to brighter days, right? Yes, that kind of evolution exists. That takes work, you know? But to say the universe is just some shit that nihilistic, chaotic, random shit with no consciousness accidentally formed you, but you have the ability to make these rational fucking thoughts and shit out of fucking nowhere, and you're a conscious being. And then when you die, you're just banking on going to sleep forever and your consciousness ends. Instead of like you like, oh shit, my consciousness still exists, but I don't have a body anymore. Fuck, this sucks. What if that's true, dude? That sucks. So it takes just as much faith or more. It sounds like it sounds as much of just the creation story, all the crazy stuff from the Bible, to believe the adverse or the antithesis of that everything has order and symmetry and beauty and existence and creation or whatever you want to call it on accident out of nowhere for no reason takes exactly as much faith, if not even more, than believing a conscious force somewhere out there or somewhere that's even outside of all the whole creation itself was the prime mover of all this. And my bro, I'm sorry, but if you can't understand that, man, you can't understand that. If you can't understand basic philosophy and you're saying the educated, you stand for the educated, but you're not understanding basic philosophy, which I suck at, I don't think you're educated. You know what I mean? So like I'm religious and I know basic philosophy. I'm supposedly archaic. I'm supposedly superstitious. I'm supposedly uneducated, but you can't understand basic philosophy and you think the universe came out of nowhere by itself on accident and you're claiming you stand for the educated. It sounds kind of like an oxymoron. I gotta take this picture, guys. I'll be right back. And then I would, this is an assertion or an assumption, but why are people like you so mad at religion? Like, why can't you let that go? And why do they hate one particular religion? If I was here like, you guys, let's get in the lotus stance. Let's pinch our nipples and meditate on Shiva's third asshole. No one would care. But you talk about Jesus and stuff like that, everybody gets mad. I gotta do stuff real quick. Hold on. I gotta clock in every hour. Code 4. And I'll be right back, guys. I was talking about black chicks all day long, and now my feed is giving me pictures of like, oh, Timu has these panties on sale, and it's all like fat black models. Good for me. Let's see. I forgot to pay my power bill. That's funny. Navy SEAL says all those philosophers and scientists were men in those times because man did science then. Mostly, how can we argue man do science? Argue only man can do science. Wait. Are we now arguing only man can do science? Well, I never seen like orca whales or chimpanzees do science yet, my dude. Paul says I forgot to pay my power bill. Dude, that's funny. I would have it this dark anyway, dude. I hate the light, dude. Like that sounds so unchristian. I'm nocturnal, dude. Everything's so fucking bright and loud, dude. I spent my whole life like not sleeping at nighttime. Rolled sixes every time. You rock, Ginger Cat. You guys should watch Jay Dyer, guys. Call Jay Dyer if you're you guys call Jay Dyer, man. He takes debaters, dude, or watch his stuff. Ginger Cat says, I think he left so he didn't hear you believe in fairy tales. Navy Noah Miracle, a cat has holes in the pelt where the eyes are. That's evolution. Okay, I guess I'm uneducated. I don't know what that means. 32XDO says, hello, Nacho. I need help. I need help with like computers, dude. That's what I need help with. I'm pretty able-bodied. Other than that, man, I don't know if you guys noticed that. Pretty able-bodied. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Ginger Cat. You rock. I am Dunning-Kruger, right? Sure, dude. Whatever, man. Navy SEAL, no offense, man. I could pull that right back at you, dude. You're the Dunning-Kruger one, man. So again, see how I get stuck with religion? I get stuck on religion and politics. I hate computers, dude. But without cell phones, I would never learn that orthodoxy is cooler than Protestantism. You rock, Ginger Cat. I'm sorry, Navy SEAL guy. Like, you don't know basic philosophy, dude. Like, we're both making assertions, and those assertions we agree on. Stealing's bad, freaking religion could be exploited. I'm just saying that I have a moral paradigm that can explain itself why stealing is bad. You don't. Like, I'm trying to tell you, you don't understand. If Joseph Stalin takes all your shit, you can't tell him that's bad, dude. Why is it bad? Because society says it's bad? That's appeal to the consensus or appeal to a majority. It's a fallacy. So if Joseph Stalin took over the whole world and he's taking your shit, he's now the majority. So it's no longer bad. It's just your own subjective assertion, insertion, whatever. You don't understand that, bro. I'm sorry. You're the Dunning-Kruger, dude. Like, I don't want to argue no more, man. If you can't understand that, like, why is it bad? Oh, it's bad. I don't need religion. Like, oh, dude, those moral precepts come from my world. They don't come from your world. You think evolution, you're atheist. You can't prove that these things are good or bad. The universe is nihilistic, bro. Everything's flux. Things can change. Like, morals and ethics can change depending on the circumstance. That's your world, dude. My world is saying, like, it's an assertion. I can't prove God exists, but technically you can prove God exists. Because where did these you don't think you even know what that word means. Where did these metaphysical concepts of right and wrong even come from? You can't explain it. You're an evolutionist. There's no such thing as a soul. There's no such thing as... Your reasoning is just a mental construct. It's a fucking dream inside your head, dude. You can't objectively prove that anything is right or wrong. And you can't understand that. You're the one that's uneducated. Now you're trying to put... Earlier in the comments, you're trying to conflate philosophers with religion. Like how you say religion is all superstition and shit. Now you're trying to say philosophy is in the same boat as religion. That's extremely retarded, dude. Navy SEAL, you just proved my point. Then explain how tribes that never heard about religion have morals. Exactly. Where did these metaphysical ideas of right and wrong and morals come from? Where did they come from, dude? Why does every human being have a notion of what's right and wrong? You can't explain why. Because we're just monkeys, dude. The universe has no morals, dude. It's survival of the fittest. It's all an accident. It's might equals right, dude. These tribes don't care about what's right and wrong without religion, dude. They cannibalize each other. The stronger one defeats the weaker ones and dictates what's right or wrong. You just proved my point, Navy SEAL. The metaphysical principle of what's right or wrong comes from the consensus of what stories we put in our holy book. Dude, you're proving my point. You're proving my point. So if Joseph Stalin or Hitler or whoever, maybe you're white and Hitler likes you. I don't know. Maybe you're communist and Joseph Stalin likes you. I don't know. Hypothetically, whatever you are and whatever you're about, let's say some other dictator comes and doesn't like you. He takes your shit. We're talking about theft, right? He takes your shit. He steals from you. He takes your life, right? And he rules the world. Let's say Hitler ruled the world. Let's say Hitler won the war and took the whole world. And he's killing Jews, and he's killing gypsies, and he's killing everybody that's not Germanic or Anglo-Saxon. He's now the majority. That's appeal to consensus. He says it's right to kill Jews. He says it's right to kill gypsies. Let's say hypothetically he says it's right to kill you. You have no moral paradigm to tell him he's wrong. Because now he's the majority. He's going to say it's right to kill you, right to take your shit, and that's appeal to consensus. That's appeal to majority. He's the majority now, dude. So you're basically saying that stealing, robbery, and not killing Jews, it's only right because the masses say it's right. That's an appeal to consensus. My moral paradigm says no matter who is in charge, no matter what the masses say, stealing and killing is wrong. Because something outside of those masses, aka God, whatever you want to believe he hypothetically exists or not, my belief system is putting this moral obligation on something outside of the moral consensus. You can't understand that. You're the Dunning-Kruger one, dude. I want everybody to see how scary this is, that when people like this become the masses and that unintelligent, that whatever government system wins out, whatever government system brainwashes everybody against whatever vestiges of freedom you might hoard left, you're not going to be able to say it's right or wrong without my God, guys. Like, thank you. You proved my point. But then three weaker ones band together and the stronger one can't dominate. That does have nothing to do with objective moral reasoning, dude. It's just why was Christianity on Hitler's side? That could be argued right back at you, dude. No, it wasn't. Okay, you're saying like the Pope at that time was friends with Hitler, right? Okay, well, because the majority of Christians are Roman Catholic, you're saying Christianity's on their side. And earlier, you're talking about three weaker tribes. Well, Eastern Orthodoxy wasn't on Hitler's side. That's a part of Christianity. That's a weaker tribe. So do we need the Orthodox? You're saying three weaker tribes could rise up and beat the stronger. It's still it's an appeal to consensus. So like you're saying, you're conflating Christianity with Hitler because the main part of Christianity was friends with Hitler at that time. The Pope, which is the biggest Christian church, the Roman Catholics is the biggest one. Okay, that's the biggest tribe of Christianity. The Pope at that time, there's books about it that he was, some people say he was conflated with his own faith. He had to go with it. I don't know. Mussolini, that's Italian, whatever. I'll just grant you that. I'll concede. Let's say the Roman Catholic Church was on Hitler's side, just to concede to what you're saying. Right above your comment, you're talking about three weaker tribes could band together and beat the stronger one. One, that doesn't stand to argue about objective moral ethics, dude. You're still appealing to consensus. Now, I'm granting you, I'm trying to help you out, right? By let's saying hypothetically, the Roman Catholic Church was for Hitler. But you just said, what if three weaker tribes? Okay, well, Eastern Orthodoxy at that time, they weren't down with Hitler, dude. They had to deal with Joseph Stalin shit. If anything, like to prevent Hitler from killing all the Slavics, they had to be on Joseph Stalin's side because Joseph Stalin was their only hope to not get genocided by the Nazis. So Orthodoxy would have been a weaker tribe. So they had to ban with the Protestants in America to defeat Hitler. That's two weaker tribes. That's two weaker tribes. And they beat Hitler. So they're right. So everybody, according to him, he got it half right, guys, in his paradigm, because two weaker tribes of Christianity beat Hitler. So in that modality, it only took two tribes to enforce a new universal truth. So Hitler was only bad. You're saying that Hitler's dream of killing everything is only bad because he got defeated by a bunch of weaker people that came together. I'm saying Hitler's bad anyway, whether he got defeated or if he ruled the world or not, because there's a God above him saying that genocide and murder is wrong. You're saying that genocide and murder is only wrong because Winston Churchill and Roosevelt and Joseph Stalin got together, beat Hitler, and made a new reality. Do you see how you're an appeal to consensus? You're a might equals right person, guy. And it goes to show, if you really were a Navy SEAL, you can't get it out of your head that might equals right. The winner dictates the fate. These winners that dictate the fate don't need to be religious, dude. They can impose their own reality. I'm saying that reality exists outside of us, dude. That the reality that I'm talking about, whether you believe that God exists or not, just believing in this moral divine lawgiver gives you a way to explain why these things are objectively wrong. I'm making an assertion that these things are wrong. You're making an assertion that these things are wrong. You cannot explain why they're objectively wrong, and you can't understand it. No atheist understands how they're Dunning-Kruger because you took metaphysics totally out of your reality perception. You're just like, oh, things are just is. They are? That's the whole basis of philosophy, is that these things are questioned. And then earlier in the comments, you're trying to conflate philosophy with the archaic, the bygone era of the superstitious religion. That is not even a fallacy. That's retarded, guy. Philosophy is like, has nothing to do with religion, dude. Philosophy could be about numbers and shit, dude. Philosophy could be about anything, religion or not just ethics, dude. So I'm sorry, man. And you're saying you stand for the educated. You stand for the educated, and I'm stupid and uneducated because I'm religious, but you don't know basic philosophy, and I'm retarded, dude. I came on here to talk about, like, coyotes and I don't know, like random shit, and I always get pulled to politics and religion. It's like, you don't do it. I'm supposedly uneducated, but you don't know basic philosophy. I barely know philosophy, dude. I'm a fucking meathead, bro. And and obviously my religion made me smart enough to mold you out in this, bro. You can't understand. I'm sorry, dude. You're the Dunning-Kruger one, man. Anybody who's really educated, like, you think educated is just like, oh, people who know math and they could become like accountants at a bank, and because I don't know math or computers, that counts me out as being wrong here. Like, okay, guys, that's a fallacy up the ass. Someone's like, hello, I'm having an issue with Riverside County Sheriff where he's stealing my girlfriend. That's an assertion, bro. Why would I want to walk on the false way at the end of the road? This is an assertion. It doesn't prove your point. I would say you don't want to walk on the right side of the road. It's the same shit. It's not an argument. You rock, Ginger Cat. God bless you. So God is intrinsically good, but his creation in his picture can't be. Last question. Who told God what's right or wrong? Well, theoretically speaking, if God created the universe, he gets to dictate what's right or wrong, just like your moral paradigm that whoever conquers the world gets to dictate right or wrong. You're appealing to consensus, you're appealing to the masses, you're even conceding that tribes need to conquer other tribes, right? You just proved my point that then the tribes that conquer weaker tribes, they write the history books. They get to dictate what's right or wrong. They get to tell the story in their own view. So you're saying, who told God what's right or wrong? Well, dude, it's the same shit like you're saying, bro. These tribes, might equals right? That's your paradigm. You don't understand that you abide by a might equals right. The winners dictate. You're trying to conflate that with religion. The winners dictate the belief system hence after, okay? Well, hypothetically speaking, if there's a God and he created the universe and he's that powerful to do so, he obviously gets to dictate what's right or wrong. So you're going to have to go through all this shit that like, well, then who created God? If you're saying the universe can't create itself, then who created God? You're going to have to fall back. I'm trying to help you out. You're going to have to fall back on those way transcendentals that nobody's going to be able to explain. So God can dictate what's good or bad, but we can't. You could dictate what's good or bad if you're a Luciferian. That will be your new paradigm. Yeah, just go with Luciferianism, dude. You get to be your own God. You get to dictate what's right or wrong, right? Just like I said, you're helping me out here, dude. Hitler could dictate what's right or wrong then. And he has more power than us if he ruled the world. And now I don't know if maybe you're white or something, right? If some dictator conquers the whole world, he gets to dictate what's right or wrong. What I'm trying to say is, you're still might equals right. So God could dictate, but we can't. Well, then, dude. Okay, let's say, like Navy SEAL. I'm gonna just concede you're a Navy SEAL. Let's say you can whoop my ass and mog me down, right? If it was turned, right? I get to dictate what's right or wrong, okay? Let's say we're homies and you go to the store and your chick's drunk and she's starting to touch my crotch and I just shove her head right into my lap, dude. I can dictate what's right or wrong, dude. I'm like, well, she was complaining earlier how you don't like to massage her and you're not a good listener. So I'm gonna give her the loving she deserves. I didn't do anything wrong because she needs dick, dude. I could dictate or like, let's say I'm at your house and like, oh, you forgot you left a $20 bill on the table. I go, he doesn't really deserve this shit because I need it more than him, dude. He doesn't do enough charity or penance or something. I get to dictate what's right or wrong too. Let's say fucking basically under your moral paradigm, if maybe you're strong, maybe you don't need anybody, if you're ever weak, if you're ever in need, if you ever need someone to operate on your body or fix your car or do proper taxes or give you your right change back at Starbucks, and they just feel like they don't really need to give you good quality service for some reason, they didn't like something about you, you didn't say hello like properly enough, like they have an instance in their own reasoning to do you right or wrong, and whatever right and wrong is, we don't really know. We get to make it up under your moral ethics and reasoning. You cannot objectively call them out on what's right or wrong. It's just your opinion. You could tell me that believing in God is my opinion. Like, oh, I just believe stuff is right or wrong because I have an opinion God exists. You can say that, but I can explain under my paradigm, if everybody believed as I believed, things are objectively right or wrong because we have St. Paul, we have Jesus Christ in the Gospels to explain to us what is right or wrong. That these things are like that there's a time to kill, but murder is always wrong, right? Like fucking you can't explain it, dude. You don't have a moral paradigm. It's just guesswork. It's your own it's your own subjective reasoning. Here we go. How do you explain an atheist like you being moral? What's moral, dude? You abide by your own morals. Maybe I have a different set of morals. Who's right? Whoever can win in a fight is the one that's right under your world frame, dude. Like, how do you explain that you have morals and you're an atheist? What are morals, dude? You're just making them up as you go. Do you get what I mean? Maybe I have a different set of morals. Maybe my moral ethics are different than yours. When they collide, if my world and your world collides, if we have enmity, if we have some kind of modality of competition in this world, right? Whoever wins that fight gets to dictate what was right or wrong. There is a clear observer bias in the universe. The evidence suggests an ultimate observer, that one seeks a relationship with his creation. Ginger Cat, yeah, that's the Christian moral that has, like Jay Dyer would basically prove way better than I can with philosophy that must be the case because to believe opposite leads to utter chaos, like I'm trying to vaguely explain. So I'm sorry, Mr. Navy SEAL, but you got the case of Dunning-Kruger here because you can't understand that you have what's called a Luciferian. You might as well be a Satanist. The Satanist, they have some tenets or whatever. Ultimately, it's do what thou wilt. You are your own God. You get to dictate the morals. You're on your own side. Sounds fucking metal as fuck, dude. That's true. But what happens is you're eventually going to collide with somebody else that has that doesn't abide by your moral ethics, dude, or doesn't care what morals you have. You have no objective reasoning without borrowing from my Christian world frame, my Christian worldview to try to judge if anything's right or wrong. Just trying to judge things as right or wrong or a metaphysical fucking reality or a metaphysical fucking problem or dilemma that belongs in the realm of like philosophy and religion, something that you can't explain because you have an atheist mindset. In atheism, everything is a huge cosmic nihilistic accident, dude. That you can't, it's subject to change. There's nothing that stays stationary. Things can bend with time. Things can change depending on the circumstance or whatever the dilemma. It's all flux. It's all flux. I'm saying that there's a divine order that can't be changed. Like you could believe that God exists or not. I have a system that doesn't change, that can explain itself. Of like, oh, why are these things objectively wrong? Oh, because we believe there's a God that said so. Without this God, you are the person dictating the morals and values. The other person, your fellow man, might have a different framework of morals and ethics, and this other guy might have a different frame of morals and ethics. Who gets to impose their reality? Who gets to impose their fucking virtues? Whoever wins in a fight, guys. That's your modality, dude. So if anybody's listening out there and you're not a martial artist or you're not a warrior and you're a awry of some bigger person like the government trying to dictate your beliefs and all that shit, Just know that when my detractors are the majority in this world, you're screwed because they don't abide by a traditional framework that doesn't change. Like me, we're all making assertions. I'm making an assertion that believing in the God coupled with traditional like constitutional values of like freedom of expression, of speech, being a free moral agent, coupled with regarding an objective reasoning of fucking ethics work together to make shit work, if that makes sense. You take like you take one or the other out of you take one or the other out of the fucking equation. I'm trying to explain how easy tyranny comes right in the door. And he's flipping it and trying to say religion is the tyrannical factor. I'm turning it around saying, dude, religion could be exploited just like government could be exploited. I was explaining that with like Joseph Stalin and shit like that. But there's also the bigger flip side to it. It gives you a compass that doesn't change. It always is going to point to north of why these things are objectively right or wrong. And with atheism and nihilism, all that shit, the compass goes all over the place. You can't really guide yourself because everybody's got a different compass, if that makes sense. I'm not that good at explaining this shit. Have a nice live, and to try to understand complex fairy tales, despite not being too God in school. Navy SEAL, I just explained, guys. Okay, I believe in fairy tales, right? Sure, whatever, dude. To believe that the universe has no consciousness, but you're conscious, you can have logic and reasoning and question these things. You could question metaphysical things. You can imagine a world that doesn't have certain things, and you can imagine a world that does. And you could, where did all these moral ethics of right and wrong even come from? So you have consciousness, but the universe isn't conscious. It's just a bunch of rocks with primordial glue. Where did God come from? Well, where did these rocks with primordial glue come from that take billions and billions and billions of years to clash into each other over and over to eventually form a sun, a fucking monkey, a chick that has a vagina right where you want it, a fucking beautiful clouds, symmetry, order, mathematics, like all this shit that makes sense that are supposedly it's just in our mind, it's nominalism, it's just a social construct. Where did all this order and beauty come from a universe that's not conscious, but you're conscious? There's no conscious prime mover that pushed all this together, right? And you're just gonna bank on that when you die, your consciousness ends like you're asleep forever. Like you're not just gonna wake up outside your body and go, oh fuck, I'm still awake, but I have no body. Fuck, this is scary as shit. You're just gonna bank on that not happening, guy, because you hate religion and you want to live by your own rules. I'm not making an assertion. I'm not even here to make the assertion God exists. You're making an assertion. I'm making an assertion. We all have a worldview and assertions. I'm asserting that under my belief system, I can explain why these things are right or wrong. No matter who rules the world, no matter if the majority says this is good or bad, under your reasoning, the majority dictates what is right or wrong. And it sounds good until you think about it. If Joseph Stalin won the war, if the Soviet Union nuclear bombed the whole fucking planet and then waited for it to heal and took everybody's shit and put everybody in a fucking gulag, they're the majority now. If Joseph Stalin is coming to take your shit, to absorb it, and then say, oh, but I'm going to redistribute it among the people. And you go, you're not taking my farm. My grandfather's grandfather's grandfather had this farm. He's going to go, fuck you, dude. He's going to take your farm. He's the majority. You're sitting here saying that we give social constructs of why, like, sexual assault is wrong, why stealing from your neighbor is wrong, because it's just wrong. Why? Where did this notion of right and wrong come from? Oh, it's like evolution, so like tribes and stuff can get along. Okay, what if a bigger tribe comes along and they say it's right to take all your shit? Like you have where did the notion of stealing, like why do you feel injustice when if someone takes your shit, fucks your chick or something? Oh, it's a social construct because we just all agreed to abide by these rules to get along. See, people like you are gonna make this one world government shit. You're gonna give into this idea of getting us all in the one world government that the Bible and whatever the apocalyptic people say is going to ultimately fuck us. Because ultimately, like I said, if a bigger, stronger tribe comes and decides to take your shit and to take your chick, and they say it's right, they like Hitler, why killing gypsies and Jews and shit was right under his paradigm. When a bigger tribe comes to take your shit, you can't explain why that's right or wrong. Oh, but it's wrong. It's my stuff. That's a Christian concept, dude. It's a Christian concept to believe that you're a monkey that feels like it's wrong, and I'm saying you're right. I'm saying that without believing in my God, you can't explain. You don't have a justification to say that it's right and wrong. Now you could say my God doesn't exist, and I'm saying this justification I pulled out of my ass. I pulled out of thin air because God doesn't exist, and just assert that things are right and wrong. Okay, dude, then nothing's right and wrong. Then you're right. Then if this God doesn't exist, you're right. That might equals right, and whoever's in charge dictates what's right or wrong. So if Jeffrey Epstein ruled the world, and it's a normal thing that people we pay taxes to fuck kids, okay, and the powers that be are bigger than us, and everybody worships authority, right? And they're like, oh yeah, sure, we pay taxes so the people who run our shit can fuck kids. You can't morally explain why that's it's wrong, it's gross. You're proving my point. Fucking kids has nothing to do with procreation. Homosexual shit against a fucking, in general, especially perpetrated against a kid, it's fucking horrific, right? It has nothing to do with monkeys making more fucking monkeys, breeding, evolution. So why is it even in the human mind to commit such heinous acts? Do animals? I don't know. Do you tell me, dude? I like when cats hump each other from dominance and they're both males. Are you gonna say that that's a dominance thing? Why do we have a notion that's sickening? Because it comes from my Christian fucking paradigm, genius. You have to borrow from my Christian paradigm, my Christian belief system, to give a justification of what's right and wrong without acknowledging it comes from my belief system, dude. You're trying to say it's your own idea. I'm trying to say it can't be because it's an appeal to consensus. It's an appeal to your own rationale. You can count other people who agree with you. Hell, I agree with you. Stealing and banging the wrong shit is fucking bad, right? I agree with you. I'm trying to make the case in point. Those ideas come from my Christian world that you're saying religion is so bad. You're the one that has Dunning-Kruger, dude. You rock, Ginger Cat. God bless you. Thanks for the spot. You know what I mean? There's no foundation. Their belief has no foundational grounds without borrowing from my foundation to diagnose if things are right and wrong in the first place. You can't understand that because you're an atheist and you don't believe in a metaphysical world. And you don't understand that when you start judging if things are right and wrong, it belongs to metaphysics. Dude, I'm an idiot. I'm just a fucking meathead. And you're saying that the religious people are uneducated, dude. I suck at fucking philosophy, bro. And then you make ad hominems like, oh, you don't even know how to work computers, or you don't even, like, I sucked in school. I got bad grades to try to put me, like, in your idea or your assertion that all religion is for archaic, superstitious, fairy tale believing. It's just ad hominems, dude. That is like an ad hominem. That's like an assertion that when we get on the fucking the argument, the subject at hand, you don't understand that you're the one with Dunning Kruger, dude. It's basic philosophy, and I'm a fucking. You guys see that shit? Just because I have a Christian paradigm, a fucking meathead. I only know sidekicks and jabs and how to cook chicken, dude. That's like the only thing I know in life. Hey, you rock 3 2 XDO. You rock, dude. Yeah, like, and it keeps saying, guys, like, I'm not trying to like flex, dude. You guys could be way more like, let's say I'm the most macho dude that ever existed because I'm a martial artist. It doesn't matter compared to if I'm in the wrong and I'm coming to steal your shit or screw your bitch or whatever. Now you're in the right, and if you have the right to have a weapon in your hand and you get me got, I deserve to get clapped. And that's also in my Christian ethics that when especially if you're defending someone else's life, you're defending your woman's virtue, your kid's virtue. If me and my friend Javi are trying to bang your sister, or fucking worse or whatever, dude, or if I came to steal your shit in the dark and fucking I say you should be able to shoot me in the back and fucking retrieve your shit, dude. What I'm trying to say is you don't need to be a martial artist to be a man. You just need to be or a good person if you're a woman. You need to have virtue on your side, a righteous cause, and the right to have a weapon in your hand, guys. That's what I'm here for. I'm not trying to sell anybody on religion. My whole shit was just to bring awareness that smarter minds than me are telling us whatever's going on with Bill Gates and Iran and Zionism is ultimately going to get us on this one world system. Remember, my detractors are the people that believe in consensus, dude. They're going to like the idea of universal income, a one world government, all this shit that religious people and apocalyptic people are saying is going to screw us all, right? Like, I'm not, it's out of my realm to explain all that. I'm here to bring awareness that way greater minds than me, smarter channels than me are telling us that we're on the verge of losing our freedoms and our jobs to AI and this technocratic Orwellian dystopia, and the gatekeepers that are fanning the flames of this shit are the Zionists, and I'm supposedly a racist for saying this shit. Right? That's the only reason I've been doing this shit, dude. All the material that I set aside, my axe throwing and fucking outdoor shit, and I lost my kitty cat, and like an idiot, I turned my channel into political shit. I'm getting all these fucking trolls, dude. And all I'm trying to do is show other channels that can explain how we're on the verge of losing all our shit. And I made it sound very religious because I'm trying to say the televangelists, the evangelical Zionist woo-woo fucks in our own country, the United States, are fanning the flames. They're American imposters. They'll fly that American flag. They'll fly that Gadsden flag. And I'm here to try to show, like, they're not really about the Constitution. They're sycophants. They're just like, whatever MAGA is doing, like, dude, you guys, I don't know if you're lost, but like all the stuff that we voted for Trump for, he did a 180, like drain the swamp and Epstein files. He did a total 180 and became like George Bush. George Bush is basically like an Israel first, get us in the foreign wars. And I was watching Legion of Men today, and he explains, I'm not that smart, I can't retain all that information. He's explaining how it's so ridiculous. Corporations and the rich people of this world, they're literally like they're just making our life, our everything that we can't afford, eggs and gas and groceries, they're making it worse and worse for us. Worse and worse for us, dude. Everything's getting slowly more expensive because they're spending all our tax dollars on stupid shit that fattens their own pockets. And it goes back to like what the Bible and our constitutional forefathers were saying, that like I'm not saying it's quoted. Remember, like, power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. They get more and more greedy, more and more greedy. We can't understand this kind of greed. We can't understand why are they fucking kids on Epstein Island and they keep wanting more and more shit. They worship mammon, man. You don't understand that because you know, like, fuck, I better stay healthy enough and work hard enough to get another payday. We live like that. Hand to mouth or whatever they call it. Check to check. These fuckers, dude, they like have a fixation on getting all they can out of this life before they go to hell, guys. It's that sad. 32XDO says Zionism is very popular evangelical South where I live. Yeah, I heard it. Some dude got arrested for burning the Israeli flag in Florida, boss. I remember the only Florida guy I've ever met was a Zionist fucking... Like, that's freedom of expression. I mean, like, do I believe you should get punched for, like, burning the American flag? Like, that's a different story, but you even have the right to burn the American flag. It's fucking freedom of expression. I honestly believe you should have the right to fucking punch them in the stomach, but I don't believe, like, I mean, dude, you could burn the American flag and not get arrested, but if you burn the Israeli flag over there, you get arrested. It's stupid, guys. Catholicism is more popular in SoCal due to Hispanics. Yeah, I would argue, man, that like Catholicism, even the Orthodox talk about how Vatican II is fucked up. Even the Sedevacantists talk about how Vatican II is fucked up. I would argue that I grew up. My parents are evangelical Protestant, and they were weird. They turned us into heavy metal kids. My Mexican friends who grew up Catholic, they have familia, they have good times. They're close with their family, and they have family tradition, dude, and they have each other's back, and they have a way healthier upbringing, dude. I can't prove that. It's an assertion. It's a fucking, what's that called? An observance. It's anecdotal observance. Ginger Cat is saying all is a distraction to keep us from true repentance. Yeah, it keep us from the repentance of also not doing what our forefathers said and rising up and using the Second Amendment and our freedom of expression to go freedom of assembly and demand the Epstein files, demand them stop cucking out to fucking Israel and whoever's the brighter minds behind us to organize all this. This is why I want to get out of religion and politics, because it's so over my head. Because some people are saying that it's not just Zionist sycophancy, it's that we really needed to go over there to preserve the petrodollar, and we fucked up because we misanticipated that Iran was going to be so easy to overrun. This is Professor Jiang saying this shit. Is really popular dude because he keeps making predictions that come true. And he talks about how you're not going to, if they make those nukes, I would argue Iran having nukes wouldn't have been our problem. That's Israel's fucking problem. We are going to make it our problem. We were doing business with Iran. Why would we agreed to something a long time ago. They use the petrodollar, we get their oil dibs, right? Like them getting a nuclear bomb wouldn't affect. North Korea has a nuclear bomb, dude. Pakistan and India have nukes, and they haven't used that shit yet, dude. Why are we not worried about North Korea and shit then, man? Russia has nukes, dude. Like, and we're sending money to Ukraine to fuck with them, dude. And we're not worried about that. We're so worried about Iran, dude. That's Israel fucked up. They fucked that up, dude. If Iran he's like Professor Jiang saying, if they make a nuke, you're not getting it. It's buried miles and miles and miles underneath rock, and Iran, they made their political system on purpose that you can't cut their head off. You can't use shock and awe. That's America. We come in, we bomb, we send a SEAL Team 6 or bombs and shit, and we kill their leader right away. And we train their enemies how to fight like right away. And he's saying it doesn't work because they have like he's saying they do have some enemies we could train and turn against them and use as cannon fodder, but predominantly Iran has a system where they planned it that if you can't do a decapitation strike on them, they have all their shit spread out miles underneath rock that they've been observing. That Iran planned this. They observed how we lost Vietnam, and they're making the whole world turn against us by closing the Strait of Hormuz and whatever. They're making that, and they're charging ships like at least $2 million to pass to keep funding their war. Anyways, they're making us the bad guy. That Trump went in there, couldn't take it over like Venezuela all fast, and now we're in a quagmire. And Iran's making us the bad guy. It's choking off a lot of the rest of the world, and they're all looking at us like motherfucker over Israel. And Legion of Men today was explaining how even if we use our own oil, that if we use our own oil, it's not going to drive the prices down. He explains it that it's situated in such a way that you would need to implement some kind of communism to force our own oil companies to not give us the same price they're giving to the rest of the world. So it's out of my realm. I'm telling you, like paraphrasing, and you can watch for yourself. Legion of Men, the very last live episode that he made, which would have been like 10 hours ago, 15 hours ago or so. Ginger Cat says, drag you back into the world. Right, all these distractions. Poland is developing nukes as we Poland is some tough people, dude. Ginger Cat says humility. Let it go. Right? I wish we could let it go. 32XDO asks, should I get an EV? I don't know what an EV means, boss. I'm scared to ask. I heard that I'm not going to be able to drive out of California now without a certain ID criteria. That's communism, guys. EV, is that like the hantavirus vaccine? Electrical vehicle? They're all going to be electric, boss. Supposedly, you heard about Ford. Ford's going to have like facial recognition technology that like if you're looking sad or tired, it's going to tell you you're not allowed to drive. You guys hear about that shit? It's just stupid, dude. I come from a world where, like, again, I was my parents tried to force evangelical Protestant on my generation, and I grew up during the Satanic Panic. And Gen X generation, I'm almost Gen X. I'm an old millennial. They're the last generation that was just sick and fucking tired of conservative. Like, you get older, you become conservative by default in such a way because you have a wife and kids, you want to stay healthy and productive, right? So I'm not saying conservatism is bad, but this superimposed conservatism was wrought upon my generation that it turned us into party animals. And I'm not saying being a party animal is good. It's good to question. I don't want to be told what the fuck to do. There's a libertarian saying, if there's no victim, there's no fucking crime. I'll concede, dude. The other day, man, I thought I was gonna go to bed. I drank like 50 ounces of some beer, dude. I got immediately called in the work. Dude. I need the money. I can't let my boss down. Hey, was I drunk driving or something? Hey, I don't advocate that shit. But guess what? Did I kill anybody? Then fuck off. Like, obviously, I'm a grown man and I can handle my shit. Fuck off. So I need a facial recognition technology to tell me if I can drive or not. I had this patrol guard job. And when you had to help the tow truck company, you had to be there as fast as you can to help the tow truck guys get illegally parked vehicles out of there. Well, I was the best at that shit, at helping the tow truck companies get people shit the fuck out of your way so you could park where you're supposed to park and go to bed, right? Some Sancho is parked in your only parking place. You come home from work like, God damn it, fucking really? Now you're gonna get towed because you gotta go park next to a fire lane and shit, right? So I'm the hero there. There's some fucking Sancho screwing somebody else's old lady. He's parked like sideways between two fucking parking spaces. There's some dude. The dude looked like the Sandman from Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Some really angry, like fucking tough black guy that don't give a fuck if he's growing an afro. And he liked me, dude. Guess what they did? They put a fucking speed sensor on the fucking car. Now I'm not there in time, dude. I'm not there in time. I'm wasting his time. Fucking, we're not catching these guys that are fucking people off with their parking spaces. He's like, what happened, man? I'm like, they put a stupid sensor on the car, boss. Like, did I driving 120 miles an hour on the freeway in a cop car, dude? Did I kill anybody? No. Then fuck off. Obviously, I can handle it. I don't know. That's just me. I like freedom, you know? Fucking people telling you what to do when you can handle your own fucking shit, dude. That shit pisses me off. You should be a free agent. Now, I knew some chick that she had a broken ankle for life because she fell asleep at the wheel and she was drunk driving and she hurt people and shit. That's a different story. You're an idiot. That don't drive ever again. You deserve that shit. It's fucking stupid, man. It's just I come from a generation. Gen X was the last generation was like, excuse my language if you're Christian, guys. Fuck you. I don't believe you. I'm not going to comply. Don't tell me what to do. They were the last generation. Gen X would have never took the COVID vaccine. You know what I mean? I still have that spirit in me. And I need to learn, like, I honestly think I'm going to end up homeless and a bum. I need to get back to my family's house as soon as possible because the economy in California is so horrible. I'm one car problem away from fucking total disaster. I'm not making as much money as I was in the desert. This is my own problems. I'm not bitching. I'm giving you an example of how easy it is to fuck your life. And like, if we're gonna get automated, if we're gonna get a social credit score, if you're not going to be able to say anything bad about Israel, they're going to dox your Facebook and make sure that you are politically congruent to be allowed to have the new... Dude, I'm telling you, like in Southern California right now, guys, you can't even like pull over and use a restroom, dude. You're going to like, oh shit, let me stop at this Hardee's or Carl's Jr. and pee. And you go there, dude, you're going to run into like you need a restroom code. You're going to run into the front desk, right? And you're going to ask for the restroom code, and they could just tell you no. And you know why it happens to me? Because I have, like, toxic white masculinity, dude. Like, I look semi-Hispanic. That's not a bad thing. But I grow, like, that's good. But once I open my mouth, I'm a gringo, dude. And I keep saying the same shit. I was at Starbucks the other day. I bought 3 fucking drinks, trying to study Bible stuff or whatever, dude. The chick didn't want to give me the restroom code. She was obviously some libtard fat bitch, and she was reluctant to give me I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I never committed a crime. This is supposed to be a free country, dude. And like if I don't know, maybe if I exuded some thuggish, rugged machismo or fit the demographic that warrants her respect, that maybe I wouldn't have had to buy a drink to use the restroom. It's getting like that. I'm not lying, guys. I'm not making this shit up. I'm not just here trying to be a hate monger for no fucking reason. About the electrical vehicle, boss, like I said, they're basically Ford is trying to patent it first. They're trying to put that electrical shit on every vehicle about, that's going to be basically, as Andrew Tate put it, these electrical vehicles, what the government's trying to do is imagine, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, which it almost is right now, and you didn't stop at that stop sign all the way. Well, GPS picks that up. They send a signal to the DMV. Your insurance goes up. They caught you right away. Or imagine in the future, we really do need to overthrow the government. And how are we going to assemble? How is Paul Revere going to assemble the well-regulated militia to take back our land? There's no payphones no more. Like, if they know that we can coordinate and fuck them up, they're gonna fake an EMP bomb. Oh, some country EMP the stratosphere, and now all the cell phones don't work for so long. Now we can't coordinate. Like, this is supposed to make our lives easier. This is a monitoring device, guys. This is like, they can fine you, dude. You guys get what I mean, you know? It's not just me saying this. Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. It's bigger minds than me, bigger channels saying the same shit, guys. And then, what was I gonna say about being a conspiracy theorist? I mean, come on, dude. The government. Okay, we learned that our government is a bunch of chomos that party with Jeffrey Epstein. I don't even know what Jeffrey Epstein does besides sex traffic. Why is he in the Vatican? Why is he everywhere? Why does every celebrity know him? Like I do shit, dude. Oh, I do martial arts, and I could teach you how to throw an axe for a sports hobby. Like, my channel is predicated off me doing shit. What the fuck does he do to know everybody except for sell fucking gross shit? Why haven't we fucking killed that motherfucker? And okay, so if you would have told people in the 90s or the early 2000s, hey, do you know all the leaders of the world love to fuck kids? And there's this Hadron Collider in Switzerland that they're admitting that they talk to interdimensional beings, and UFOs really do exist. They would be like, oh man, oh, they'd be like, oh really? And the world is run by lizard people too, right? Ha ha, they would laugh at you. Now everybody knows 3/4 of just what I said is true, and people are like, yeah, fuck, I got bills. Yeah, it was $120 to fill my gas tank. I really don't give a shit. Like, oh, we should overthrow the government. Yeah, I'm pretty tired. I work 3 jobs. I have to do Uber driving on the side. It's just like, we're just so fucking tired, dude, that it doesn't even affect us anymore. Like, there's a meme, it was funny. It's like, the government admitted that there's aliens and nobody cares. That's how fucking tired and how poor, that's how poor and tired and preoccupied with just trying to survive everybody is. That you tell them that aliens really exist and they don't even care. That's pretty fucked up, guys. Ginger Cat says it's happening, yes. We need more conviction. Conviction comes from belief. Yeah, and then it's sad because it's gonna be like too late once everybody finally gives a shit. You know. I gotta take I gotta take a picture of the building here every hour, guys. So bear with me as and then I come back and close it up. You know. So yeah, guys, I don't mean to get all religious on you. Since everybody watching right now is a believer, we might as well say a short prayer. You know. Freaking, let me come back real quick. Hey, I really appreciate you guys helping me stay awake and stuff, you know? I have a really boring channel. I'm a really boring person. So, like, hold on. I gotta set code for this hour, you know? Cool stuff, man. I'm gonna do security for a long time. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 12 years now. Let's see. I used to do blue collar shit, but you guys rock, man. Introspection. I barely know what that means. We are all, yeah, I know, right? Ginger Cat, we're all pretty broken. Fucking, I guess I'm a millennial. I blame other shit. You know, I was supposed to be like a martial art coach, an athlete, or some shit. People are like, why didn't you become that then? Making excuses. I got stuck in the minimum wage rat race. That's all of us. I really, I wanted to be something special or whatever the fuck, but God showed me the pride and what we have to deal with. Survival, guys. Like, I'm way more down to earth. I never had compassion on like homeless people or whatever. Like I remember, I would run into some old hippie, and I'd want to smoke weed with him or something, or give him some weed. And my chick at the time would be like, "Why are you hanging out with a bum?" And now I feel so bad. I feel so bad for like ignoring, having to ignore those people for chicks that weren't even faithful to me. You know, shit like that, man. With this guy passed by, but whatever, you know. But thanks for chilling, guys. I don't mean to get all religious on you, but you know, Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, I pray that you preserve us through all this madness, that you do something to expose the leaders of the world, expose them, that everybody will come to revile their dumb stuff, and they'll be forced to change, so that the prices will go down. And in so doing, we got to show you respect and love back, God, by being good stewards of the freedoms that we ask you to bring back, and avenge those kids on Epstein Island, and please equal everything out, and especially provide for us. We need food, we need wheels, we need coffee, and we need our families to not lose faith in us if we're the providers and stuff. Glory be to your name. Amen. So crazy stuff, guys. It's a crazy world, man. Really crazy. I have 15% battery left. I'm gonna drink one more coffee. Someone keep me awake. Like tell a story, or ask a question, or I'm just gonna keep blabbing. You know. Some people fast for Jesus. I get fat for Jesus. Whenever I'm like at restaurants, I use restaurants for like an office, and I gotta eat like every hour, so I don't fucking. I'm not getting called for loitering. So I look like shit, man. Cause really, dude, like it's kind of gay if some dude wants to be like, oh, you know, look at me, I'm chiseled and lean, but I can get fit as fuck if I wanted to. The discipline, it doesn't even take discipline. I'm a douchebag like that. It's actually fun. Like jogging and exercise and all that shit is all I know, man. It's only hard when you first start it, you know? But again, like I'm saying, guys, I'm here not to like try to flex manhood or some shit. I'm here to tell you us that no matter big, small, great or not, if you have the right to own a weapon and you have a virtuous cause, you're the most manliest person in the world at that very fucking hour, dude. And that's what I care about. I care about all of us having that fucking right to self-preservation, because a lot of evil people are fucking cowards, dude. It's very rare that you meet it's very rare that you meet an evil person who's really brave enough to die, and like without being easily deterred by a good man that also has a weapon. It's very rare, very fucking rare. There's a saying in Bushido, because I did Japanese martial arts, blah blah blah. I guess it's a Bushido saying. It's fucking the cure to evil is good men, good people, more skilled at violence, more prepared at violence. The same thing, you know. I'm just gonna keep blabbing. So you guys are obviously cool people, and I supposedly have a survival channel, right? And supposedly these economic turbulent times are coming, right? When I was making a little bit more, like it doesn't take a lot of money. The first thing you can start doing is making sure you have a water source. You have a lot of water saved up. That's really important, right? In case something happens and the shit ain't coming out of your tap. I guess like you go to the grocery store, buy non-perishable food, canned food, right? Don't forget to have some kind of fruits and vegetables. Like you can look it up. I'm not 100% sure if just taking vitamins will prevent scurvy. If you're eating canned fruit, like canned pineapples, I'm pretty sure that's good enough. If like, because they say the vitamin C isn't the same if it's not fresh fruit. Because remember, if your idea is just to live off of peanut butter or beef jerky or something, remember that you'll get scurvy if you don't eat fruits and vegetables once in a big ass while. You're gonna get scurvy, and that's how pirates used to die. Like pirates, sailors. They learned sailors had to pack lemon juice because people would go on a voyage and they would look like they aged like 20 years. They look evil. They would look evil like they aged 20 years, and they thought that was like, oh, that's just what the sea does to you. No, it's because they were out in the ocean eating nothing, no fruits and vegetables. You get scurvy from that shit if you don't get vitamin C once in a big ass while. Your gums will bleed and shit. So water, something to prevent scurvy, and I'm always saying the same thing. I love weapons. Like I love not feeling vulnerable. The best and cheap firearm you're gonna find out there. I don't know if there's a pawn shop out there and you're gonna find a Sig Sauer from really cheap or so. I don't think so. I'm so ghetto. I only know Glock. I love Mossberg. In my opinion, the most reliable and cheapest firearm you can find. We'll get into like if you can't get access to a firearm. um, the best firearm, in my opinion, cheap for the price, is a Mossberg Maverick 88. Remember Maverick 88? It's been proven that any other shotgun that's just the same price is not reliable. They're made in other countries, and Mossberg just knows what the fuck they're doing, and they proved how reliable Maverick 88 is. Maverick 88 is the budget version of what's called a Mossberg 500. And don't buy mini shells. It's stupid. You need an adapter, blah blah blah. Because back when there was COVID, around COVID, people bought a shitload of ammo for some reason, and you could only find birdshot or fucking mini shells, and your shotgun can't cycle mini shells. It's a long story. You need like a Benelli, a Mossberg 590, an adapter, yada yada. Unless you get into that shit, just don't fucking get mini shells. Also, keep in mind, if you live in close proximity with your neighbors, you might not want to load that shit with like my shotgun. I candy stripe it. So let's say this is my Mossberg right here. So much time I have. I'll put a slug in first. That means it's going to shoot last, right? So I put a slug in first, and maybe one more slug or a buckshot, and then a bird shot, okay? So I put the bird shot in last because that's going to be the first one to fire. Because a bird shot spreads. A bird shot generally is not going to go through a bunch of walls and accidentally kill your neighbors and shit. It's going to spread out like pellets. Also, oh shit, boom, right? Like someone startles you to come out of nowhere. That bird shot's going to go like that. Or it's a warning shot, right? I doubt wherever you live, unless you're really important, your assailant's going to come dressed in full body armor. That bird shot's going to be enough. Oh shit! You need less accuracy. Or I used to have bird shot ready to go in case someone like, hey. I was planning to shoot that in the air for a warning shot because it's just going to go like a bunch of pellets. So wherever it rains down, it's not going to break somebody's property so bad or kill somebody. So usually I candy stripe it. It's called candy stripe it when you put different ammo in there. And like for example, this is just me, but my Mossberg 88, it can hold like I think seven rounds, 7+1, like one meaning one's in the chamber. I usually never roll with anything in the chamber because what if you accidentally discharge? This cannot go off unless you go. Now it's live, right? So, anyways, it does take an extra second. Like it is a liability. Let's say someone rode up here. Hey, you open? Oh no, man! They're gonna get their shots off first. I'm probably dead. Hopefully, I didn't get shot in the throat. It's gonna take a minute. It is a liability, but it's also safer for me that I won't accidentally pull the trigger and shoot something or myself. So I think about safety, like. So, anyways, And then like it's just me, but so the Mossberg Maverick that I have, 20-inch barrel, it can hold like 7 rounds. I don't put 7 rounds in it. I only put like 4 or 5 because I'm trying to save the longevity of the springs. The springs in the whatever the magazine holder or whatever you want to call it. Um, I don't. Yeah, I should know that. For whatever is in the magazine compartment holder, what the magazine chamber, or whatever, the springs don't wear out. Same shit here. Gavin Newsom hates Glock, so this is the old model. Instead of fitting 15 9 millis or whatever, it only can hold 10. I only put 8 or 9 in there. Try to save the springs. If you can't get access to a firearm, Cold Steel makes some really nice medieval weapons. This is what you call an Native American war club. It's just a big ass club with a spike on it. I have this in case a coyote comes. I'm gonna throw it at it. And if anybody's like, "Why do you want to hurt animals?" I only have a fixation on coyotes because coyotes will fucking eat your kid alive, dude. They'll drag your kid off, dude. They'll eat your pet. So I consider it fair game to kill a coyote for no fucking no food reason. I would only hunt wild boar. I don't judge people who hunt deers or whatever. I think Ted Nugent's cool as fuck, but like libtard chicks. Oh my god, you kill animals, you're meanie. Like no, wild boar is an invasive species. I'm sick of explaining myself, dude. I live in a very liberal Southern California, guys. You know, and yeah, I mean it is. I mean, I do believe like hunting. It has to be regulated to a point, right? You don't want to make the animals go extinct, right? But Cold Steel for very good price. The Cold Steel is legendary for making pocket knives, but they make machetes, they make axes, they make fucking medieval clubs. They make a lot of badass shit for fucking really cheap, dude. Like this Indian war club or whatever was only like $50 after tax. Like, and it's a fucking great. It's a great weapon if you couldn't get a firearm, you know. So they make great tomahawks and stuff like that. Stuff I could keep going and going. If you actually play with those things, like I like throwing axes. I will break their tomahawks. So it's like, you know, it's not gonna break on you right away. You know, I have only like what 10% battery left. That's not too bad. Sorry, I was oh, nobody texted, nobody said anything. I'm just blabbing to stay awake, guys. I appreciate your patronage. So yeah, Cold Steel or Mossberg Maverick 88. Because I'm sure with the inflation, getting a Glock, I'm pretty sure a new Glock is like 800 fucking dollars now, you know? What else was I gonna say? Oh, I think too far ahead. I know I'm crazy, whatever. A shotgun could take down a drone. So if anybody's fucking with you with drones, trying to terrorize you or whatever, the government's trying to genocide us with drones, whatever the fuck, dude. Shotguns and like hammers and knives are never gonna lose their place on the battlefield. Shotguns can take out drones. A lot of people like Armalites and AK-47s. I'm a California boy. I'm not allowed to like weapons or firearms, but I'm a shotgun enthusiast because I'm sure you will be too. With a shotgun, you don't need a lot of accuracy. Yeah, you do need to aim it. Yes, you do need accuracy in anything. It's just with buckshot, especially birdshot, you need a lot less accuracy to put your assailant in the defense mode at least. Because I mean, like, if you shoot buckshot like 200 or 300 yards, it's still a shitload of 9 millimeter sized pellets, making whatever trying to kill you have to fucking get out of your way. What was I gonna say? Yeah, shotgun enthusiast. Don't need that much accuracy with that. So if you don't get enough range time, drones. So in case you were like, I'm not hypothetically speaking, if someone's trying to fuck with you with a drone, predominantly you need a full choke barrel to be really good at fucking with drones with buckshot and shit. But I still want a smooth bore barrel. Just make sure that make sure you okay. This is the only thing you need to remember. Okay, Mossberg Maverick 88. No, don't buy mini shells. And do you have a smooth bore or a full choke? And if you can't remember the difference, just remember to ask the guy, is this a smooth bore or a full choke? Because you can't shoot a slug with a full choke. So I like a smooth bore in case I ever want to go hunting with my shit and whatnot. It could shoot slugs. Slugs is like you might as well have a rifle now, right? Like that's arguable. Like the real gun enthusiast, they're gonna go. Don't listen to Nacho. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna be like, what? So you have a bolt action badass whatever, right? Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm not here for that, bro. I'm here to get people started, man. Like that's cool. You have a bolt act 30 what? Yeah, some badass shit. That's fucking awesome. I totally believe in your right to have a fucking bazooka and shit, but I'm not here for that, dude. I'm here to get people fucking started, man. I got this shit on sale. It was like 7-gallon water jugs, because for some fucking reason, like BPA free, something about like, I forgot, something like, if you have water bottles, they're weak. You could drop them, break them, you're dead, right? Something about sunlight. If sunlight gets in your water, it could fuck it up. I'm like, what? What? Whatever, dude. I have a bunch of 7-gallon water jugs. I'm pretty fucked right now. I had I'm a minimalist now. I was saving a lot of shit, and I don't. God forgive me. My dad's an idiot, dude. My father lives in Orange County, and I'm telling him, hey, bro, like, fucking, if shit hits the fan, you're not prepared at all, dude. You have no canned food saved up. Your fucking stepsons don't even want to buy you a fucking cell phone. You're an old man. If it gets to the point where people are rioting shit and rioting, you can't go get toilet paper. I live too far away. Your wife hates me. We're not banding together. Like, I'm like, you're not thinking this thing through, boss. I'm like, you should be having me store water and canned food in your fucking garage. But no, his wife's gonna complain. She's the boss. Like, he don't want to hear it. Like, oh, God's gonna provide. Like, God, that's why evangelical Protestants get on my nerves. Like, dude, I'm not trying to. You're making me sound like I don't have faith. You're making me sound like I'm blaspheming God. I was like, dude, you know that the Old Testament, not Old Testament, the early church saints suffered greatly, right? They're way better Christians than will ever be in 500 lifetimes. They suffered horribly. You're just going to bank on evangelical sola fide Jesus, going to drop mammon out of the fucking, whatever, bread out of the fucking sky for you. Like, you don't want to hear it. And it's like talking to atheists when you try to talk some sense and of church tradition and all the wherewithals of everything like of that nature, dude. The evangelical Protestants, it's like the same as talking to atheists, dude. So yeah, did anybody ask anything from the Oh, sorry about that, Mr. Comment from the UK. So no comment on guns. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you, and they're trying to make it worse for the people in the UK. That's really cool, Ginger Cat. A lot of music I like comes from Britain. This is a tangent. I'm just blabbing to stay awake. I come from the 1990s, early 2000s. A lot of my heavy metal friends were death metal, black metal friends. I'm in the new wave of British heavy. It's old wave now. New wave of British heavy metal. The Saxon, Iron Maiden, What's that? Judas Priest. Um, I like that more than Metallica, stuff like that. In America, we have like Metallica, Motley Crue. You guys have Ozzy Osbourne, Iron Maiden. I was way more into the British heavy metal, British steel, and yeah, I mean, they're trying to make it so that people in Europe can't even have commensurate knives and axes to defend themselves against, fucking the goddamn encroaching foreigners. The foreigners are killing people with knives and shit. So what do? They make the citizens also not have knives. It's fucked up. I want a if I don't know how the rate how much the scope of my preaching can extend. I would want any law enforcement out there to know I'm not threatening you. I'm not, God bless you. I'm begging any kind of law enforcement or authoritative criteria, do not take knives away from American citizens. Because I love the Second Amendment. I love the Second Amendment, and this gun is really necessary, not only for my job, not only if I ever have to protect my mom's family. I get that part. I'm trying to be a good American. Other than that, I couldn't care less about guns. I like axes and survival knives. I would argue our European counterparts are physically stronger than us because they rely less on guns and more on axes and shit to use to interact and get off your ass. They need conviction again. Absolutely, Ginger Cat, and I'm glad Christianity's still alive over there. That you're a Christian and you're in Europe, because in America we feel like Europe totally gave up on the Bible, even if we're evangelical dipshits. Like, let me know. Are you Anglican or something? If so, that's cool. That's not evangelical, MAGA, sycophantic, woo woo. But yeah, law enforcement out there, like you're just gonna have to take my life or fuck my life, because I'm not giving up hunting knives and shit. I can like fuck the government. I don't want to concede to anything, but like I've had survival knives where they obviously can't poke nothing. They're only for chopping. And if that shit is still not good enough, they just fucking take my life, dude. I'm not gonna threaten you or nothing. I'm not giving that shit up. Like, fuck no, dude. That's the last thing, dude. I care. This Glock was like 600 or 700 bucks, whatever. My hunting knife that's on me was like barely under $300. And I don't always have it on me. I have it on me because I'm a I'm crazy, guys. I want to kill coyotes, dude. I really want to like. There's a coyote that comes and stares right at me, and I'm like, "You little son of a bitch! You think I'm like a juvenile? You think I'm prey? I haven't stood up yet. You little fuck!" I'm like, "You want to eat? You're looking at me like food, you piece of shit. I know no one around here is feeding you. You're not a dog, dude, looking for a treat. You think I'm food? I'm gonna fucking kill you." This bad boy right here, the Tops Skull Crusher. I think it's the best Bowie knife in the world. It's like an axe knife hybrid. So, oh fuck. Let me try to show you guys this. Pretty cool shit, huh? Pretty badass. You know. I love this baby. This is my favorite. This is my favorite tool for life. Makes me feel safe out there. Fucking love this motherfucker, dude. I can make like, ooh, just, this is a fucking companion. Let me see. I gotta get going pretty soon, guys. I got 6% battery. Raised Catholic, but not sure. Oh, that's awesome, Ginger Cat. Catholic questioning. Got it. Um, Yeah, I think that I think all religious every human institution, it's got dirt on it, and God just puts up with it because He's merciful. Whether it's Orthodox, Catholic, Protestant, I just think that the apostolic faiths, the Catholics, and the Orthodox, even like I hear Vatican II is pretty corrupted, and Vatican I was supposedly more Christian. But the current Pope, he's not down with MAGA and for what we're doing at Iran, and that Trump made fun of him. Trump put a picture that he's Jesus and shit. So honestly, the current Pope is winning points with me. I just hear that like the Vatican has like that Pachamama fucking idol, you know. They didn't whatever. I don't want to judge. I'm probably eventually gonna go to Catholic Church, and I don't want to be political there. I just want to. I went to an Orthodox church, man. It was very beautiful, and I wanted to be Orthodox. I kind of freaked them out, dude. Like, I don't blame them. I don't hold it against them. I just wanted to sit in the back and observe, and they made me like participate. And like I imagine, I don't know if you guys ever saw Chris Farley movies. Like imagine, dude, like me trying to, dude, it was just a perfect storm of ruin. It was had to use the bathroom. I didn't sleep all night long. My eyes look so fucking ugly and like fucking demonic when I don't sleep that long. I just got off of work. Um, it was raining. It was raining the night before, so I go in there. I'm sweating balls, dude. I don't want to take my jacket off. I probably smell like BO. And then all the other things I was saying, dude. How like it was beautiful, and it was like whatever ethnicity that Orthodox. It was Russian Orthodoxy, but it had a bunch of Arab people in it. And I'm not checking out chicks. I'm trying to be respectful. Man, the women there were so beautiful. I had an existential crisis. I got sad. Like with a bunch of beautiful women around, I get like they make me depressed unless I'm doing martial arts. Then it's fucking awesome. Because you're talking about ego. I got ego up there. I'm sorry to brag. Thank you, God, for health. If I'm at a gym, especially a martial art gym, and there's cardio bunnies, it's like, watch this. Like, all I got to do is warm up. It's just fucking hilarious, dude. I'll go to these Southern California gyms. I'm the poor scrub. I don't have like the newest Nikes. I have like cheap gear. I didn't roll in with a nice lifted truck. The chicks are paying me no attention. I'm a scrub. I'm fucking ugly. Whatever the fuck, dude. I start doing my thing, like, and then all of a sudden I could tell the vibes change. And I'm not saying the chicks want to go home with me. I'm not. The dudes stop fucking. They stop looking my way. And I could tell the chicks are kind of like, they gotta flip their hair, and they're kind of like, oh fuck, dude. Like, I don't know chick psychology. I just know I make a fucking impression. Thank you, God. It's the only fucking thing I'm good at life. It's the only thing I'm worth, dude. Um, let's see. I gotta get going, guys. My phone's gonna die. But yeah. So I had like a $700 Remington, 870. It wasn't the Wingmaster. It was a real. I don't give a shit compared to this. I have a $700 Glock or whatever, six something, whatever. I don't care. I love this. I have a Mossberg, boo boo boo. I don't care compared to this $300 knife. This is a real companion, dude. But I'm still very pro Second Amendment. I'm just trying to put it out there in case like law enforcement would ever be tripping on me, or like people think like, oh, you're a big guy and you need guns. Like, nah, it's one, for my job, two, to be a good American. Other than that, I wouldn't care less about owning fucking firearms, dude. I love axes and survival knives, dude. And if the government tries to take this shit from me, you might as well just fucking kill me, dude. I'm not gonna attack the cops or anything. I just gotta keep getting another one. Gotta keep getting, just fucking kill me, dude. I don't really. I've already gave up chicks, not in a homo way. It's just I can't do what Andrew Tate says to do to get chicks anymore. This motherfucker, I'll be fucking damned if you try to tell me I can't own shit like this. If you really want to piss me off, make me fucking miserable, make me not give a shit no more, I Not saying I'm gonna attack the cops. I'm just gonna not fucking oblige, dude. Like I'm asking Gavin Newsom, don't be a douche. Don't cause some fake terrorist attack. Don't put somebody on blast that stabs somebody to fucking make this illegal. I'll be so goddamn discouraged, dude. Top Skull Crusher. It's my favorite Bowie knife, man. I'm all waving around a knife. I used to go hiking around the Santa Ana River with just this, just the fucking knife, dude. When I go hiking, no matter what crackheads I might run into that have machetes, no matter what wild animals I might run into, I only care about packing a knife. And I swear that this thing made me younger. I stopped, like, I got my phase of firearms on, just bought firearms. Tate's message is hollow and arrogant. Oh yeah, Ginger Cat, ego driven. Yeah, Tate was also on the Pierce Morgan show talking about how the world hates white people now, and uh, I'm not in. Like, Tate, he would even admit he's a douchebag for making money off of fucking whoremongering. But if you live in Southern California, you'll find very fast that he's correct about women and people in general only worship your image. You don't. It's not like you make a lot of money. You have to spend all the money you make to make it look like you have money. Like uh, kids here, whether they're still in their 30s or something. I've never met anybody. I've met like, the only people I met that have like a Corvette and they're self-made, they're like in their 60s. It's always dudes that don't pay rent because they live with their mom and shit rent free, and they buy like a Dodge Charger or some shit. They have a nice ride. And instead of being like me, I'm always dressed for the sweat. I'm always dressed for the gym or outdoors. They always make sure they dress nice. And they get better customer service, or maybe they have a girlfriend or some stupid shit. I don't care about that. I don't really care about that. So wherever I go, I generally get like rude customer service. My security boss has even gotten on my ass for never being in complete nice uniform. All the other guards that work for the company that I have, they usually have nice cars, and it's like they have nice looking shit, but they're not fit. it's like they have a nice uniform, but they're not in shape. I'm the total opposite. I'm like fucking. I'm fucking almost Gen X age, and other than a busted shoulder and a busted ankle, I'm still relatively in the same shape that I was when I was 28. You rock, guys. God bless. I gotta go. My phone's gonna die and shit. So, God bless you guys. I gotta go. Gotta go. Fucking see what time it is. I got a half hour to clock in. Probably go pee somewhere. And yeah, 2% battery, and my phone will die at 2%. It won't go like 1%. It'll go 2 off. So, peace be with you too, Ginger Cat. Also with you. You rock. Thank you, Ginger Cat, for staying up with me. You totally had my back. You were a really good spot or support. So, God bless you guys. I appreciate it. Take care. Have a good day. Have a good weekend.